Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of J Social's Treble Talk podcast. Quarterfinal, second leg, Chelsea versus Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge. Gonna be an exciting one, guys. Sorry, we're a little bit late today. Jeff and Eve will be joining us shortly. They're just kind of running late. Apparently, the Eurostar is delayed right now, so people are on the train, people are in meetings. But it's going to be a fun show overall. Obviously, the lineups are out. The game is about to start. It looks like Chelsea has dropped Jao Felix. I wasn't sure if there was an injury. Chelsea fans, please let me know if there's been an update, if something happened with Jao Felix. But I'm a bit surprised that Kai Havertz is starting over Jao Felix. Uh, Gallagher is starting as well. That's a surprising selection too. But if you were Frank Lampard, you're going to be trying different things to make it work. You're just going to try different things to see if something's going to tick because not sure what's going on with Chelsea. Obviously, you had on the weekend, lost again on the weekend. So it's peak times for Chelsea. It's I don't know what Chelsea needs to do right now to get these players playing, but moving as a neutral, it's unacceptable. You can't have so much talent on your team and you just can't get a result in the Premier League. You know, the likes of West Ham can come back to draw a game against Arsenal. You saw Leicester City try to come back against City. Um, you've had all the bottom teams um, playing well against the big teams, so it makes no sense why Chelsea is still struggling. But the game is the game, and that's why we love it. So Chelsea, let me know, Chelsea fans that are in the chat, please let me know what you think about the starting lineup. There's been no changes made to the Real Madrid team that started last week in the first leg in Madrid. Obviously, they don't need to change much from a Madrid standpoint. This is all about game management. 90 minutes is going to be very crucial. As long as Madrid does not concede a goal in the first half hour, I think Madrid will be fine. And that's pretty easy to do for Madrid. Looking at Chelsea, can't seem to score a goal, even if their lives dependent on it. So it's going to be interesting. But obviously, the game has started. Not sure what to expect. Um, Switching over to the Napoli game, Osimhen is back. They're playing at home as well, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that game. Does Osimhen make the difference for Napoli? Obviously, AC Milan won with a 1-0 lead, which is very narrow. So going to be interesting. I definitely will be flipping back and forth in different games just to see if Real Madrid scores, then obviously we'll be switching over to Napoli because that seems like that will be the more competitive game to watch. So leave your comments, guys. It's free. You don't have to pay for comments. It is free. Your comments will be read out. Like last week, we had a great conversation with the viewers and people who were putting in their comments. So it makes for a very entertaining and interesting session when we're all participating. So really appreciate it. Also, what's your predictions for the scoreline? I had a 3-1. Actually, sorry. Last week I had mentioned because we're doing a bracket for the Champions League, and I had a 4-2 aggregate score for Real Madrid. Right now, we're halfway there. Chelsea just needs to score. I don't know why I thought Chelsea was going to be able to score against Real Madrid, but Real Madrid is a team that doesn't necessarily keep clean sheets. So um, yeah, so that's why I put a 4-2 score line. So we'll see what happens. Also, when the other guys show up, we're going to be talking about obviously the stuff that's happened midweek. Jeff is a Real Madrid fan. He's also an Arsenal fan. So we're going to be talking about Arsenal dropping points again to West Ham. Very disappointing result. from an Arsenal perspective. We're also going to be talking about the Leroy Sané and Sadio Mane saga that happened after the last week's game, where Mane was apparently punched Sané in a fight. So we're going to be talking about that. There's rumors that Mane is not going to be staying in Munich past the season. He's looking to leave. Nagelsmann, there's rumors of Nagelsmann to Real Madrid if Ancelotti does not win the Champions League. So please be patient with us. The other members are going to be joining us shortly, and we will be having a conversation on that. And also, while I'm doing some housekeeping here, really appreciate those of you that have tuned in, those of you that have smashed the like button. Please continue to like the video. Also, for those of you that are watching outside of YouTube, if you can please take a second to go to YouTube. This is my handle here, our handle, youtube.com at jsocials. If you can, please go into channel, to the YouTube channel to subscribe. It really means a lot. Like I said, we're trying to grow the channel so we can give you a lot more content. And yeah, just grow the channel and hopefully we can create a community out of this. So far, it looks like Chelsea's doing some pressing, which is good. They're looking lively, um, which is something they haven't really looked in a couple of weeks. So, ooh, is Uncle Ben's injured? This would not be good news for Madrid right now. They don't need this. What happened there? Oh, okay. He just stepped on his foot. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Also, guys, if you have any questions, obviously the game is warming up. There hasn't been too much action. If there's any questions you have, it doesn't have to be about this game. It could be about the games that happened over the weekend. Um, Let me know. Obviously, if there's any comments. It looks like Alfie's back in the building. Alfie, how you doing? What's up, J Socials? Appreciate it, man. How you feeling about this game? Do you think Madrid can take it over the line, or do you think there's a comeback in Chelsea? Oof. The emphasis. I think Madrid is going to ease their way to the semis. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Like Chelsea needs a miracle. They need to score a goal like right now for anything to change. I just want to see. I would just like to see Chelsea score because there's money on the line for me with my fortune score line. So just for the sake of money, I would like to see Chelsea score, but obviously Madrid going through on a fortune score line. But that's that's wishing a lot right now. That's wishing a lot. Ooh. Also, Alfie, what's your take on obviously Jeff's not here yet, but what's your take on Arsenal dropping points again? Looks like next time they play, looks like by the time they play City, they're going to be a 1 point behind City, which isn't good. Um, what do you think about Arsenal right now? Do you feel like they can still win the league? They have what it takes, or do you think they're going to bottle it? Looks like Chelsea's playing three at the back and then five in the middle. Nice cross from James. Ooh, what? Conte missed that. Oh my god, man! Conte's been out. Like he hasn't played with this team, and it's already rubbing off. He's played with this team for what 2 or 3 games, and oh man, how do you miss that, Conte? Like you had so much space and time. Of him, Frank knows that's the biggest chance. That's the biggest chance they're gonna get this game. Wow, wow, wow. Nicely done. Chelsea's playing all right. They're moving the ball around. They're looks like they're really trying to get in the game. A good cross from Conte there. Ah, come on, man. Take your time, Enzo. Like you guys can't score tap-ins and you're trying to score from outside the box. Craziness. I think Arsenal are having a bit of a downfall, but I think they will come at least top four. Yeah, they will, but that's going to be this very disappointing. That's top four is not going to be. That's not going to be fun for Arsenal fans, especially coming this far. It's one thing if they dropped off at Christmas. That's what everybody was expecting that Arsenal would drop off by Christmas, but it's literally what 4 weeks to the end of the season, and now they're going to drop the ball. That would be that would be very disappointing from an Arsenal perspective. Uh, it's tough, but we always knew like Arsenal does not have the squad depth. City just has so much of squad depth, and they seem to be on cruise control right now. So it's going to be interesting. We thought, having a tough fixture with Munich was going to slow City down, but it looks like Munich is not the Munich of old. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I hear you. Obviously, Arsenal would definitely be finishing top four. It's going to be disappointing. And for me as a neutral, I want to see Arsenal win because I'm kind of tired of seeing City win season after season. So it'll be nice to see Arsenal win this season, and then hopefully other teams like my team, Manchester United, we can invest in the summer to challenge City next season. So, uh, oof. But it's gonna be interesting though. Like next season, we could have Liverpool not in Europe. We could have Chelsea also. Well, Chelsea's definitely not going to be in Europe next season. So that's serious. Like two English giants might not make European football. A good play there. Yeah, Chelsea playing. They're playing a lot better right now, so that's good. Ooh. I'll say, Alfie, what did you think about last week? Manchester United against Seville. Oh boy, Seville. Just a bone in my neck, a bone in my throat. Like, it was a very comfortable game in the first half, but Manchester United bottled it in the second half. Obviously, there was the two own goals and the two injuries to Varane and Martinez. But what was your take on that the Europa League game? Oof. Yeah, Chelsea's playing well as long as they don't concede a goal in the first half. As long as they don't concede a goal, they're doing all right. Obviously, one more goal from Real Madrid and it's game over. But if Chelsea can hold off and keep playing this way, then Chelsea has every chance of mounting a comeback. They also got to finish their chances when they get it, right? That's oof close. I'm just keeping an eye out on the Napoli game here. Mm. Would have been nice if Champions League had match of the day where you can be showing both games at the same time, or if there's any key moments in the game, they can switch the screen. That would be nice if they had that. Kind of like match of the day for the Premier League. Oof. Ooh. Whoa, good save. Good save from Kepa. Good save from Kepa there. Yeah, he's going to be important in today's game. Man, you're giving Rodrigo too much time in the box. Too much time in the box. I didn't watch the game, but I think Manchester United were dominating the first half, and then near the end, they just went bonkers. They couldn't control Seville through balls and crosses. Yeah, yeah, like definitely Seville put they put the pressure on, but I honestly believe it was just one of those games. I didn't know if to be pissed off, if to be upset. Um, it was just one of those games. I think it was just football. It happened where for the first goal, a lot of fans blame Malasia for that lack of concentration for the own goal. But to be fair, if you looked at the replay, Martinez was already down before that goal happened. So my take is Martinez was out of position because he got injured in the process while that play was happening. So I believe that if Martinez was in the right position, Malasia would not have been caught up, would not have been caught in two minds. And then there was an awkward bounce as well. Let's not forget that. There was an awkward bounce in the box. And then, it hits Malasia and goes in. So tough one. And then obviously we had Varane down at halftime, which definitely changed the landscape because bringing on Maguire at halftime. Not saying that Maguire has done well so far this season, but it's just his confidence is not there. And when you're playing a team, an experienced team like Seville, they can definitely capitalize on that weakness. Oof. Oh, good tackle there. Oh, a yellow for that, I guess. Wow, a yellow for that tackle. That's interesting. But yeah, so it was one of those games, right? You can't make up that story. Two injuries to our center backs and two own goals from our defenders. So it's just one of those games. But I'm confident that um, we can nick it in Spain. It's going to be hostile. It's going to be hostile in Seville, but I think we have enough experience to get it over the line. Obviously, Bruno Fernandez is going to be missing in that game too. So Sabitzer is also injured. Sabitzer injured. Bruno's has a yellow, so he can't play in that game. So our midfield is probably going to consist of Casemiro, Ericsson is back. So Casemiro, Ericsson, probably going to be Fred. Um, I would like to see Sancho play the number 10. I'd like to see since Sabitzer is not going to be playing and Bruno, I would like to see Sancho drop into the 10 position and then maybe bring in a youth player, maybe start Palestri on the wing. That's what I would like to see for Thursday's lineup. Also, there's rumors of if there's so they're saying if Ancelotti doesn't win the Champions League, Nanguzman could be the next could be the replacement at Real Madrid. Obviously, we all thought that Chelsea would be going hard for Nangelsmann, but it's looking like there isn't much talks there. There's more of the Nangelsmann to Real Madrid, apparently. What's you guys' take on that? Do you think Nangelsmann would be a good fit for Real Madrid? I don't know if he has the experience to handle um, these players, right? Because Real Madrid players are a different level. They're not the same as the Munich players. Don't get me wrong, Munich players are elite, but Real Madrid players in a different class. These guys have won three Champions Leagues in the last 5 years, so it's a whole different gravy. Like I would have definitely liked to see Nagelsmann at Chelsea. I think that might have been a better project for him because he's a young manager who likes to build systems. He likes to take young players and mold them to um, to top elite players, and I think Chelsea has that recipe. Chelsea has a lot of young talent in each position, but to Real Madrid, I think that might be a step too far for Nagelsmann. And Real Madrid doesn't have the patience either to for a rebuild. There we go. Mm. Oof. There we go. And it's looking like, sorry, from the reports I was reading, it's looking like if Nagelsmann goes to Real Madrid, Cruz might actually extend his contract, which will be very interesting. I don't know if Real Madrid fans would want Cruz to renew his contract or if they would like to see a replacement for Cruz, especially as you've got Camavinga and Chouameni. Oh, that wasn't a foul. He just clipped his heel. Benzema just clipped his heel there. It wasn't really a foul. Mm. Ooh, another save from Kepa. Another save from Kepa. There we go. Okay, looks like Real Madrid is getting into the game now. That was not even a save. That hit the post. Ooh, that hit the post. Really looking forward to if Real Madrid goes through. I'm really looking forward to that. If it ends up being a City Madrid semis, I'm looking forward to that. To those fixtures, I think that's going to be, to me, that should have been the finals. Chelsea, Munich, but we'll see. Sorry, Chelsea, City, Chelsea City. I believe that should have been the finals. Ooh, there we go. Oh yeah, Alfie, I got a question for you. If you're still there, who would be your so far? Um, I guess in the Premier League, who would be your since the Premier League? The reason I'm using the Premier League is just because we've had a lot of coaches sacked this season. Who would be your manager of the year, manager of the season in the Premier League? Would you give it to Arteta? Would you give it to? I know it's a bit too early. I know it's still early because the season is not over, but based on the transformation of teams, their results, the football they're playing, would you give it to Eddie Howe for Newcastle? Would you give it to Arteta for Arsenal? Obviously, Pep is always going to be in the conversation. Would you give it to Ten Hag for United? Who else has really done a great job? Unai Emery for Aston Villa. Even though it's still early doors for Unai Emery, but the last few weeks, Aston Villa has been playing some good football as well. Who would you give it to? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I For me, if Arsenal wins the league, then you've got to give it to Arteta, right? It's not easy to it's not easy to win a league with City in your division. So I would definitely give it to Arteta. But if Arsenal doesn't win the league, then Eddie Howe has a big shout. I think Eddie Howe has done a really great job at Newcastle from when he took over as the caretaker last season after they just got bought. Ooh, okay. Uh, Benzema could have passed that to Vinicius. But yeah, Eddie Howe has done a great job. He's done a great job at Newcastle, and I really admire how Newcastle has done business in the market. Um, Unlike Chelsea, you know, they got influx of money, but they were not quick to just spend it. They spent it in a very smart way. They got good enough players that were still coachable, and over time they're gonna add. They're gonna add to their team, to their squad, obviously. So it's nice to see um, the steady growth that Newcastle currently has. Oof, oof, another save, Modric. Let's go. We need the goal, guys. We need the goal. But this is expected. Second legs are usually more cagey, right? Because both teams already know each other's strengths and weaknesses from the first leg. So a lot of teams are more cautious in how they approach. Because as long as Chelsea can preserve this 2-0 gap, they have every chance of getting back into the game. Same with Napoli and Inter Milan. It's just a one goal scoreline. So whoever scores next um, definitely has an advantage. So let's go, guys. Oof. My only fear is if Chelsea mounts a comeback and they're successful, then I think we can pretty much just crown City as champions. Because I think Real Madrid is the only team left that can beat this City team right now. Um, I've not been impressed with City's play all season. I don't think they've been at their best, but as usual, they find a way to come good. They find a way in the latter stages of the season. I don't know if it's just because everybody else is burnt out from playing the same 11 to 13 players all season, and then they just have squad depth, right? So I'm thinking that also plays a huge role. And City just has so much of a squad depth that they're able to rotate and keep their players a lot, keep their players fresh. Versus, I think other teams it just gets exhausting for a lot of teams to play the same 13 all season, uh, especially when you don't have that much quality off the bench. It's one thing to have players on the bench, but if they're not at the level as the first team, then a lot of teams will struggle. Who's on Chelsea's bench actually? Who can Chelsea bring on? You know what? I'm really surprised Pulisic hasn't really like Frank Lampard hasn't really used Pulisic much. I'm really surprised because Pulisic was one of his favorite players when he coached at Chelsea last. So I'm surprised that he hasn't used him as much. Zachariah, man. Chelsea has a good bench. That's crazy. Like on paper, you've got Jao Felix, you've got Zachariah, you've got Ziyech, you've got Pulisic, you've got Raheem Sterling. You've got Mudrick, which I don't really rate, but he's still a player. He's still a decent player. So, but Chelsea does have options. So it's crazy that Chelsea's struggling this much. It is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Chelsea's problem as well. They're lacking a number nine. Like Kai Havertz is not it. Kai Havertz is not it. This is why they just keep having so many crosses into the box. Wow, that fan looks. They just showed a fan. Oh man, this guy was going wild. I almost thought they scored. How crazy he was going. Easy there, buddy. Oh my god. Yeah, there's no confidence in the box. What is that noise? Ooh, what a miss. That was a good chance from Real Madrid. Oh boy. Ooh. How does Vinny miss that? That's crazy. That's unlike Vinny to miss that. Wow. Yeah, that was unlike Vinny to miss that. That would have just been game over. Okay, good. Oh, man. If I were Frank, I would bring on Mudrich to give a few, like just give Chelsea a bit of legs because his speed, that would give Carvajal something to think about. And then I will bring on Pulisic because I think Real Madrid's defense is not being tested right now. I think with Pulisic's footwork, he's quick. He's got a few tricks up his sleeves. Because right now, I think Chelsea's playing too direct. They're just going down the flank. Conte is just crossing into the box to no man's land. So I don't know. I think Chelsea needs to test the Real Madrid's defense a bit more. It's too easy for Real Madrid right now to defend. Because the same thing, James passes to Conte, and Conte crosses into the box, and then there's no one in the box. Almost the half, 43 minutes, 2 minutes to the half. Oh, AC Milan has scored. Wow, wow, wow. AC Milan, Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud just scored, assisted by Rafael Leao on the counter attack, it seems. Counter attack. Okay, so 2-0 AC Milan. On aggregate score 2-0 AC Milan, Napoli 1-0 scoreline. Also, I'm not sure if there's any Manchester United fans watching right now. So there's also rumors that um, AC Milan is looking for a young number nine replacement for Abramovich and Olivier Giroud. And the name that's coming out, the rumors, is Mason Greenwood from Manchester United. There's reports that Mason Greenwood is looking to potentially leave England, which I don't blame him. Obviously, what has happened has happened. People make mistakes in their lives, but it looks like, oh no, Chelsea almost scored. Cucurella, man. Wow, Chelsea almost scored at the half there. Okay, let's go. What happened? Like, how is Chelsea missing these chances, guys? Like, come on. Like, how are you missing these chances? 101. 101 chances. How are you missing them? Holy cow, I'll be frustrated as a coach as well, man. I'll be frustrated as hell. Like, what more does Chelsea need to score? All the hard work was done, which is getting the ball in the box, and then you can't score. Crazy. Crazy. But yeah, just going back to looks like it's pretty much the half right now. Um yeah, just going back. Obviously, the British, the English fans are still not, the Premier League fans, I should say, are still not ready to see a player like Mason Greenwood coming back and playing, especially Manchester United fans. They still don't want him playing for their club. So I get it on both sides. It's a controversial topic that splits fan bases, and there's a lot of morality involved and stuff like that. So I do get it. I would respect his decision to leave England to go play elsewhere, because he's still a talented kid. He's still very young. 20 years old. I always give people benefit of the doubt at the end of the day, because if Mason Greenwood was 30 years old when he did what he did, then to me, career done, over, out, you're gone. But we're talking about a 20-year-old kid who did what he did. Hopefully, he can rehabilitate himself and come back better, come back a better man, be an example to young kids who are struggling with abuse. But the thing is, the average Joe doesn't see things that way. So, but yeah, AC Milan is looking to get Mason Greenwood as their number nine potentially. What do you guys think about that? I think that would be a good move. That would be a good move. AC Milan, they have a few young talents there. Rafael Leao. I don't know how long he will be staying, but I think that would be a good look for Mason Greenwood and AC Milan. Um, so it's halftime, guys. There wasn't too much of the half. Obviously, I think hard to say. I think Real Madrid technically had the better. It's I think both teams had good chances. I would say Chelsea had two good chances they should have finished. The miss from Conte and also Cucurella's miss as well just before the half. For Real Madrid, there was a few chances that they missed as well. Like Rodrigo's shot that Kepa saved, that was a good shot. Benzema as well. Kepa saved that, and then the closest that Real Madrid came was Modric's cross to Vinicius in the box. I'm surprised Vinicius missed that. That's unlike him to miss it. But it's been an open game. I think Chelsea has played a lot better than they played in the first leg. Obviously they're at home, so they've got to show put up some fight. Um, but it's unfortunate. Like Chelsea could have been up 2-0, This could have been a 2-2 game by now, a 2-2 scoreline game. But it is what it is. Both teams haven't taken their chances yet. For the Napoli AC Milan game, AC Milan scored through a counterattack. Rafael Leao to Giroud, and then Giroud scoring. So expected, but let me guys know what you thought about the half. I'm just going to take a quick break since it's the half. I'm going to take a quick break and then I will be back. Hopefully, I think Jeff should be available for the second half. But yeah, keep leave your comments. I will get to them when I do get back. Okay, we are back. Second half is about to kick off. That felt like a quick halftime. How's it going, Jeff? Jeff is back in the building. I think you're mute.
Hello, hello, hello.
No. Looks like there's a few changes. Fafana is in. Actually, no, sorry, he was already playing. Uh, who else is on now? Rudiger is coming on. It looks like. Yeah, Rudiger is coming on for Real Madrid.
What are your thoughts so far, man?
I think it's been a balanced game. I think
Yeah.
Chelsea missed two crucial
Consider
chances. Yeah,
Cucurella and Conte.
yeah, those were
Yeah.
huge. Those were huge. I'm surprised Vinny missed his chance too. That's unlike Vinny.
You
Um,
know, Ancelotti rested Modric, Cruz, and Vinicius on the weekend. I think it's coming almost bit us in the butt in the first half. Modric looked out of place. He revised everything, so it looks like Modric is
he's
sitting
beginning
back and
to.
Valverde is going up more. I want the double pivot. We need a double pivot. I don't like this setup.
Yeah,
And
because Chelsea
Chelsea
has
is
looked good.
attacking
Like,
Kamavinga.
yeah, because it looks like Real Madrid is just playing on the. They're playing
Oh,
like a counter-attacking style right now.
what happened to Alaba?
He's off, so I think he might have gone to knock. It's looking like. Wasn't that
Oh,
the exact same sub that happened last week?
oh, again, another injury for come up for.
Oh, it was an injury. I thought he came off for Rudiger last week as well.
Um,
Was that him?
no, no, no. He moved Kamavinga to the midfield and then put Rudiger on the left back.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Makes sense.
But this time, it looks like it's a full injury.
Man, I thought Benzema was injured for a second too. This was in the first half. I'm like, man, need Benzema, man. If you're gonna play City, you need a Benzema. Oh man, just having lunch. Yeah, I'm starving too.
You know how it is, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Full day without food is brutal.
I know that feeling, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh boy. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's yeah, it is because it's still the work day, right? Because I had to like kind of pause what I was doing. Oh boy. This week has been freezing, man. I'm like, what happened? We went from like summer back to winter in like overnight.
You know Toronto weather. We just had like snow. We had snow. I don't know if what happened over there, but like 10 minutes of just like downpour, and now it's sunny.
Oh, is this like today?
Hmm?
Like you mean today?
Yeah, literally
Or
like the last
oh
hour, it's been
wow.
snowing and then stop, snowy stop.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh no, not here. It might be coming this way though. It might be. We just had like icy rain
No, I think it missed you
last
because
night.
apparently it was in
Yeah.
Burlington a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Yo, this ref is the worst. Like
He's been stopping the play a lot though.
he, well, I mean, that card he gave to Militao, I didn't understand that. You should have just been a foul because he kicked him under his boot, and it wasn't like his boot
Yeah,
was high
I
or
said the
anything.
exact same thing on Kai Havertz, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
understand why. But then, but then, but then it takes forever for him to give a card to Chelsea. Like Gallagher should have a card already.
But it's like the same as like the Tiago card as well too,
Thiago,
right?
yeah, Thiago should have got a card. Did he not get a card for
No,
that?
no, not the no, the one with Benzema. Benzema just clicked his own heel, but he
Oh, but
got
that's
a
because he
yellow
hit
for it.
him. That's because he was so close that he clipped his heel. He clipped his foot, so he clipped his own heel.
Oh, okay. From the replay,
You
this
know,
looks
like
like
the
I guess it
Ronaldo,
just kind of
you're running
showed.
so fast, you just nick them, and then
Yeah,
like their foot just hits their other foot. It's all that happened.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not liking this this
You're
setup.
stressing all of a sudden, man.
He should have played Chouameni. He should have played Chouameni. Um,
What does Chomani have to do to
Cruz as
get
a holding mid is
out of
useless.
jail?
See, look at this, and then Vinicius. There you go.
What does Chomani have to do to get out of Ancelotti jail?
I don't know, man. Oh, see, that's a card. That's a card.
Wait,
How's
what
that not
minute
a
are you
card?
on?
Like, what is this? Thank you, ref. I don't understand why these aren't cards. Like he waits and then he waits and he thinks and then he thinks. Like, is he writing an essay in his brain? Like, that's a red card. Did you see that? That's a red card. Look at this. Look at this. That's a red card.
Yeah, that's
a red card in the EPL.
That was a late challenge. Yeah, that was late.
Yo, hope VAR looks at that. That's a red card.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still on the field.
Yo, that's a red card.
I'm surprised he's still on the field.
Oh, I'm so mad. That's a red card. That's a red card.
You think VAR would review that though?
Yeah, VAR should be reviewing that. That's a red card. Is VAR looking at this? Is that what's happening? No. Oh, I can't stand
No, it's not the Premier League, man. It's not the Premier League. If that was the Premier League, they would have gone back and
They say any studs on the ankle, on the back, or the side is a red card. Even in La Liga, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't like how Carvalho's playing. We're gonna get caught out. Like, why does he think he's better to be up there instead of Rodrigo? Like, yeah, get back.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's what I was saying in the first half. Like, I'm surprised Chelsea hasn't brought on what's the guy's name? The Ukrainian kid. Mudryk. Yeah, Mudryk from like just for his pace. Just to challenge his pace. What? You're on mute. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
I don't think he got signed up for UCL. I think he's on the. I don't think he's even.
No, he's on the bench. No, he's actually on the bench.
Is he?
Yeah.
But he's a defensive liability.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But it was just you need something to like, because you're already playing with 5 midfielders, right? You need somebody to like, because I feel like Chelsea's not testing. Oh, what again?
They got to change this, man.
Conte
again.
They got to change
this. Like, Camavinga, move Camavinga to the midfield, took off Cruz or Fede, because Fede ain't giving you anything, and put Nacho as a left back. Oh. This is bad. This is bad planning.
Oh, Enzo, man, you need a better corner than that.
Wait, whose side are you on, man?
I don't know. I just want my 4-2 scoreline. There's money riding on that, man. The 4-2 scoreline. But I was just saying that if Chelsea was to mount a comeback, then you got to give the trophy to City, because I think Real Madrid is the only team that can stop City from winning.
Oh yeah, Real Madrid is the only team left that can stop City. If Bayern can't do it tomorrow,
that's the reality.
Yeah. Because you know AC Milan, if they make it through, they're not going to do it.
Oh, they're getting crushed. Yeah, getting crushed. Yeah.
Like, I can see Napoli giving them City more troubles than Milan, any of the Milan teams.
Yeah.
But they have Lisandro Leao, right? And they have Giroud. If they can play it up to him. If they can play it up to him, Giroud holds it up.
It would, yeah. Yeah, because the thing with City is, if you ever noticed, City has always struggled with teams that do attack, right? The problem with City is the problem with playing with City is getting the ball. But if you can get possession,
that's a dive.
It What happened there?
Yo, that's a dive. Do you see that? That's a dive. That should be a yellow card to this idiot. He touched his arm, and so he went down.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Did you see the Militao
This is
foul?
like for Chalobah?
Yeah. They're saying that they're trying to get another yellow card on Militao. That's not even a foul. This is my problem with Ancelotti, man. He'll give you one good game, and then the next game he does the same thing and he doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, you need to adapt. You think other teams don't adapt? And then he waits until like the 80th minute and then he does it. I'm just like, man, it's too late.
Oof.
What time are you on? I think you're like at least 5 minutes behind.
I think so too. I'm at 54:39. What's your time?
Sorry, so I'm just seeing the Enzo replay now. Enzo replay, are you seeing that?
Yeah, like the replay. I'm seeing that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for it to come up.
Oh, yeah, so I think you're like a few seconds ahead.
I'm at 55:20. Where you at?
I'm still waiting for the time to come up.
Okay, yeah, you're probably
55:15. Yeah, 55:15. So I'm a few.
Okay, yeah, we're about 10 seconds behind. I'll calm down. You need us holding. What's wrong with you, Ancelotti, man?
No, you can still do your thing though. I'm only like a few seconds, so.
This is bad. This is Ancelotti and his over reliance on the same people. Like, change it up, man.
Like, I will be resting Real Madrid, like the big players, not resting them because now the game is.
What are you resting them for?
No, I mean like the Benzemas of this world, man. I would just, but you guys don't really have a replacement for Benzema, because would you rather him get injured in this game or have him fresh for City? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just more of
it's going to be
the game in front of you.
It's not right away. I think it's 2 weeks. So
yeah, that's fair.
Oh man, I'm disappointed. This. If we're struggling like this against Chelsea, what's going to happen against City? This is bad planning. Bad planning. And against City, you're going to need Chouameni or Kamavinga in the midfield. He keeps doing this nonsense, we can get destroyed. You got to get that ready, man.
I just don't like when coaches start getting, it becomes personal, right? Like, I get it. Like, Chouameni broke whatever. Like, he went for a basketball game or whatnot. But come on, man. Like, how many weeks is it now? Like, kind of get over it.
Go.
Is it go?
Let's go.
How did Chelsea not defend that? That's some craziness, man.
Cucurella. check Cucurella out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They're just as bad in their own box as they are in the opponent's box.
Another assist for Vinny.
Yeah, coaching this Chelsea team will be frustrating, man. What? Like, if you were the coach of this Chelsea team, I'll be frustrated too. Like, it's just
look at Cucurella. Look what Cucurella is. Does that make any sense? So this is easy. Boom, based.
But that's what Chelsea has. I mean, Real Madrid has done. They've just counter-attacked, right?
Countered them.
That's basically been it. They've just been.
Boom.
Like, I don't even know why defenders. Like, why would you be slide tackling right there?
Because he's thinking, if I get the ball, great. If I get the man, then I'll take a card.
You stay on your feet, man. You stay on your feet as long as you can.
We know that.
Like, Rodrigo's not going to score from there, right? It's
no. These are professionals. I don't understand what goes in their head sometimes. They just lose it. This game is done and
Yeah, it's like on
dusted.
FIFA, man. It's like on FIFA when you tackle a little too early.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you touch the square a little too early, and your guy goes for the
FIFA exposes you when you do that,
ball, and
eh?
it just opens up your defense,
Yeah,
right? Because you mistime it, and your entire
because it
defense is
pulls
opened up.
everybody.
Yeah, literally. But then though, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how some of these defensive.
Yo,
This is why I
sub
say, right?
Fetty.
A lot of these defenders were not natural center defenders.
Yo, they need to sub Fetty. We don't need him out there anymore. Like these kind of
Oof,
plays, like just sub him and put in true many and lock up shot. See, like that, like what that touch was useless. Food. Oh, just lost the ball.
man. It's so funny. I was telling I gotta figure out what I put for Napoli, AC Milan, but I was the only person that picked Milan to win this
Milan?
leg.
I
Yeah, and
did.
everybody was like, "No, Napoli, Napoli." I'm like, guys, like, relax.
I said it was gonna be Milan the moment Osimhen was injured. Everything is
Oh,
Osimhen
even
and
before then,
Kvaratskhelia.
yeah,
What's
I
that?
just figured the AC Milan just because like Napoli just won the league. They're what second in Serie A, and they just won Serie A last season. So in my head, I'm like, okay, they're gonna wanna revenge losing the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because AC Milan is still a really good team.
AC Milan is still they're a pretty good team.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say really good. They're definitely good.
but they have also young players too. They have a few young players.
I do. I mean, Brahim Diaz. Honestly, for me, I'd bring Brahim Diaz back and move on. Asensio. I keep saying it. Look at this ball from Militao, the best center back in the world right now. Oh, and then the other thing. Now Alaba is injured. Militao is going to miss the next match, the first leg because of 2 yellow cards. It's like, why didn't he just start with Rudiger and Alaba? Like
Yeah.
these are the things that Ancelotti does. I don't understand. Like he did, he did, he did the Sue. You see, he did the Ronaldo celebration.
Oh yeah. Man, I think Ronaldo's going to start collecting his royalties, man, for these
he should,
celebrations.
because that celebration is probably the best celebration I've ever seen in my life, and
Yeah.
all across the world.
Yeah.
It's not a
But when
dance
the Rashford one is
celebration.
becoming big now too, the
Yeah,
mentality one, that's becoming huge.
the
Because anyone can
mentality
use
one.
that one too, right? Sorry?
Which one's that one?
Rashford, the mentality one, where he goes like
Oh,
that. Yeah, that's becoming
yo,
huge as
again,
well. A lot
that
of
wasn't
kids are using that
Rashford.
one.
It was
Sorry?
Chouameni who did it first in the World Cup, and then Rashford copied it in the New Year. Don't
Oh,
go
I thought
giving
Rashford
him
was
that
using that
celebration.
before the. I thought he was using that before the World Cup. Are you
He
sure
was
about
not
that?
using it before the World Cup.
He's been using it all season, I would say.
Was he? Okay,
Are you
maybe,
sure?
but
I think he's been
I
using
had
it
no
like
say.
because he was on fire, right? Like,
He wasn't
actually,
on
you know
fire
what?
before. He wasn't on fire until after the World Cup, man.
He had just started getting on fire just before. Yeah, yeah. I think I can't remember to be honest. Yeah, but you're right. I think yeah, he's definitely made that celebration. But I guess it's not an
Yeah,
original
because Saka
celebration,
does the
right?
same thing. Well, it was
Yeah.
didn't Henri do it? I mean, that celebration is an old celebration. Like
Well,
we've
like
seen that done so many
Thierry
times.
invented a lot of celebrations. Even the knee
Yeah.
slides, he made the knee slides what they are today, right? Like
Yep.
Thierry Henry,
Remember,
yeah,
you remember Drogba with the knee slide and the salute.
yeah, that was with the flag. Yeah, that was
Yeah, flag.
also I used to love Eto's celebration, man. Like when Eto scores, you feel the passion when he
Yeah.
scored for Barcelona. Yeah, you could feel the passion. Like
Oh, there's your boy Mudrik throwing it all at the wall.
I think it's a bit too late now. I was thinking he would have brought these guys in. I'm surprised he waited for. I would have done those changes at the half, to be honest. It's a
But they
bit
were
too late
creating
now.
chances, right? So he's like, why change it?
But they were not really created. Like it's like they were. doing the same thing, like Reece James down the flank, passes it to Conte. Conte crosses in the box. There's nobody in the box, right? It's more of test your defenders. Bring people with good footwork that can challenge the defenders, not just doing the simple cross into the box all the time. Oof. Now, every time I see Chelsea shooting from outside the box, I'm like, guys, you can't score a 1-on-1. What are the odds that you do not have the confidence to be shooting from outside the box?
To me,
You need to figure out your finishing first, man, before you try to take shots from outside the box.
I mean, it could go. It could get big deflection, right? Like
Yeah,
that's how they scored on the weekend. They got that big deflection against Brighton. The problem with
yeah.
Chelsea is that those are the only opportunities they create, and then their defense is so bad. Oh,
Oh, wow. What is Chelsea's?
Chelsea's defense
This
is
is like training ground stuff right now, man.
well
Real Madrid is
now
just
now
cruising.
now we're just gonna straight
Real
counter.
Madrid is just cruising. Yeah,
Now we're gonna say
Real
straight
Madrid is
counter, and
cruising.
this is where Ancelotti should be like, Chouameni, warm up or not. Like, see
Somebody, yeah,
now Camavinga has to finish as a left back because you only have Nacho, so you can't put him as the left back. So his only option now is Camavinga play there the whole game, hold on to Nacho because Nacho might have to come on for Militao with that yellow, and
mm.
put on. He's got to put on Chouameni with Militao on a yellow. He's got to put in Chouameni. I don't
Is
understand
Mendy
what this guy's
injured?
doing. He's gonna wait till
What
the
happened to
80th
Mendy
minute.
though? Is he injured?
Oh yeah, Mendy. He came back and they got re-injured again. He's out
Oh,
for the season. He's glass though, almost as bad as Hazard.
yeah. What's your Since we're at the game, might as well cover a few of the topics while we're watching this. Um,
Yeah, man.
Sadio Mane, Leroy Sané.
Apparently,
Well, we already know what
apparently,
happened with that whole fight, but
what do
it's
you
looking
think? Do you
like
think
Mane might be leaving.
it looks like Mane might be leaving? So I don't think he's gonna end up leaving because they're gonna ask for money, and no one's gonna take Mane on those expensive fees and um, um, costs. I think Bayern's board. I don't know what they're doing. Whoever's making these decisions, I don't know what they're doing because what sense does what they're doing make? Right? You fire Nagelsmann in the middle of the season on the track to win a treble. Now you're on a
Yeah,
track to win only the league. You fire you have this bust up because of Sane. And let's be honest, Sane was very selfish in that game. Tuchel, if Nagelsmann was there, he would have handled that much better than Tuchel. Tuchel just came. So Tuchel has to be careful, right? Because he needs to keep the guys on his side. So he doesn't want to get in
yeah,
between. He's like, let them figure it out. Let's just follow the process. So nobody can blame him for for any fallout.
yeah,
So now you have a situation where your guy who you just brought in on a big contract, you need to move him on. And it's like you don't want to move on Sane. I don't know what for. Um, maybe because he's German. I don't know. I think like where's Mane gonna go? Maybe PSG will want him if Messi leaves, but you already have a left winger.
yeah.
Maybe Chelsea, but Chelsea needs to get rid of everybody first.
In the process, right?
Yeah,
Well, but Chelsea,
guys,
they
wake
can. But
up.
Chelsea's not in a bad position. They have good players that people would take off
Well,
them though.
João Felix is on loan, so he's going back at the end of the season unless they buy him. All right,
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
Mudryk on the left wing, so why would you bring in Mane? Liverpool's not going to bring him back on higher fees. They're not going to pay to bring him back. Um, they don't need him. United doesn't need him. City doesn't need him.
Who, João Felix? You
Arsenal,
mean?
Arsenal.
Who do you mean, like Jao Felix or Mane?
No, Mane. I'm saying
Oh,
who
okay,
needs
man.
Mane? Who needs Mane, and who would pay who has the money to pay for him? Nobody.
Yeah, none of the. I would have taken Mane,
M-
but not on those wages though.
Maybe Barca. Maybe Barca
Mm,
because this
what's his name
Dembele is
can't stay fit?
glass.
Sorry.
Yo,
Yeah,
get
because the
up.
young
He's
kid, right?
João Felix
Yeah.
is such a Havertz.
Like I was actually surprised that Harvard started over Jao Felix.
Oh, that's soft. That's soft. Also, he wasn't even going to get to the ball. Yo, Ancelotti, bring in Chouameni. Man, what are you doing? Anyways, what are your thoughts on Sadio? What do you think is going to happen with him? You think I honestly don't think he's gonna leave Bayern this summer.
No,
Um,
he's not. But I think Sane might, because Sane has already been there a couple of seasons now, 3 seasons, and he hasn't really. I don't think he's
he can
really.
play on the left or the right and in the middle. Whereas Mane is not as diverse in terms of where he can
Yeah,
play. I don't know about that.
exactly. So it's like I think also when he signed
Oh, there
also
you go.
when he did
Probably
sign
Benzema.
and also when he did sign, what's it called? There was a lot of love for him, right? For Mane. So
Yeah, there was. Honestly, I don't think anything happens. They'll figure it out. They're both Senegalese. Um, you know, they'll figure it out. See, Chouameni for Benzema, straight up counterattack with Rodrigo, and they're playing 4-4-2 on the double pivot. It's Cruz and Chouameni.
yeah.
Is that not a foul you're gonna bring back though, ref? That's another foul. Um, so you think he's gone?
No, I think
You
Mane.
think
I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay, but I think Sane might leave.
you think
I
Sane
think
might leave?
Sane might leave. Yeah,
Where do you think where could he possibly go? Because they want to make
yeah,
some
that's a
money
good
from
question.
with him.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because he's gonna ask for more money. He might go to France, but I think since Messi's leaving, he might end
He
up
could
being.
go to
He could
France.
end up being Messi's replacement at PSG.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I think I
he
think
could.
I think Arsenal would love to have him, but his attitude, I don't think Arteta wants that.
No, definitely not. Like he's not the. Yeah, because if Pep couldn't because if Pep couldn't handle him, then I don't think
Well, he
anybody
was
else
he
will,
was
right?
a City when Arteta was assistant coach, so who knows, right?
But then whose spot is he going to be fighting
Saka, we need a backup right wing.
for Saka, right?
Saka Saka. The reason why Saka has been poor the last two games is
Is
because he hasn't
fatigue.
had rest. He hasn't had rest, even in the Europa. I didn't understand it. For me,
Well, even and also in the internationals too. Like what's his name
yeah,
played him for both like 90 minutes in both games.
yeah.
So that's where sometimes international coaches do not help club coaches sometimes. It's like Southgate, for example, it's like I would have like if I was Saka, I would have just said, "Hey, like coach, I understand that I want to be part of your team and all that, but we have a
Oh,
league
you
to
you
win as
you
well, man."
you you
It's
you,
like,
you mean pull the Rashford card? Oh, I'm
yep.
injured.
I'm not. Yeah, you're right. I'm actually honest that Rashford just didn't go, just because he's like, "What's the point? I'm going to be on the bench anyways."
And when he's not on the bench, you're still going to be doing nonsense because oh, Ole in a waistcoat doesn't have any. Oh,
Ooh.
great
You know what?
touch though.
They might just squash the beef. You know what I mean? Like, because I think they can both be. They can
Ah,
still play for Munich though. Like, that's the real question: is like, what kind of beef is that they're ready to divide the team? Right? That's basically what's happening.
who?
Like Mane and Sane. What kind of beef is this that is so much that
It's
one has to leave, right?
well, let's see if they make it past City. I don't think any of them will leave because the issue is that Sonny was too selfish that game. It's as if he
Yeah,
wanted something. He had something to prove to the City
Pep.
fans or something.
Yep.
One person I think who's going to leave Bayern this year is Gnabry, though.
Yeah, Gnabry, like I had high hopes for him, but he's looked a shadow of himself.
Well, he's lost significant amount of pace. Um,
He was never really fast though. He was just
no, he
younger,
was.
right? And he
He was
was.
fast. He was speedster.
Are you sure, man? I feel like he was
Yeah,
more
he
like
had
a
that knee
Conan.
injury,
That
and
they're
then they
not
were just
that fast, but they just had good footwork that they could get around people.
maybe,
But I think now
maybe.
I feel
But
like he's
I do
had his
remember
weight.
him having some pace in FIFA at
Yeah,
least. Now, oh, there you go. Look at this. Look at this counter. Look at this counter.
yeah. The
Oh,
Chelsea players are done, man.
huh?
Yeah, the Chelsea players are done.
Well, they're
Ooh,
done defensively.
yeah. They just look. Oh my god, it's one of those moments you just feel like you just want the season to be over, man. I think Chelsea fans and I think the players wait. The players more. They just want the season to be done. And
Man, Mudrik, he just needs to finish. Look at this touch. Oof. The other thing, please tell me that's Cruz yeah, there you go. Man, I've been calling this out this whole game. Um, what are your thoughts on Arsenal doing it again? Up 2 goals.
disappointed. Disappointed. I remember the game was on. I was like, okay, halftime. I was like, okay, let me quickly go get some stuff done before the United game. I was like, halftime, 2-0. Okay, I was like, Arsenal's got this. And then
It was 2-1. It was
I think
2-1 at halftime. Remember there was that penalty
oh yeah, yeah. I think I left just before the half. Yeah, I think
before
that's
the half.
probably yeah. So I'm like, what's going? So I didn't even check the score. Nothing. I get to the United game and everyone's like, "Yo, did you see Arsenal?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" Then I looked. Actually, to be fair, that penalty was was suspect. I don't think that was a penalty call, but it was suspect. And
I
then
don't think it was a penalty call, and I think it was a handball by Declan Rice.
yeah, exactly. But it is the Premier League. I think we're kind of talking about it, right? It's almost like the whole racism thing in football. It's like you just kind of get tired of talking about the same thing and nothing changes. So yeah,
Right there.
crazy. Yeah. So what are you like? How are you feeling though as an Arsenal fan? Like, are you? Is it
Oh, I'm terrified.
is it panic
I think
settings
City
or
wins on goal difference. I think
sorry?
City wins on goal difference, 100%. I can't. The
Yeah,
only thing that'll make City drop points is having the fact that they have a final to play, right? They got a cup final to play, and they
yeah,
also have they have Champions League unless they get knocked out. I think if City get knocked out of Champions League, then they'll win all the way. If they don't get knocked out of Champions League, I say they beat Arsenal and
yeah,
win on goal difference because that's all that's left. They have 2 games in hand.
yeah. Because wait, how did he flip though? That's so crazy. He flipped because of the FA Cup, right?
FA Cup and
Like,
then
because you
Champions
guys
League.
had the two games in hand, and all of a sudden,
No,
it,
we
the
never had 2 games in hand.
I
We were
thought you
always
always had
behind.
like
We were always level or behind City.
oh.
You guys have a lot of games in hand for some reason. Oh, Europa. You guys
Because
can.
also
You guys
FA
could end up
Cup as
third,
well, right? The FA Cup too.
right? And the
Actually, I
cup
think it's
final,
more of
right?
the FA Cup than Europa. Actually, yeah, you're
It is
right.
more of
Yeah,
the
you're
FA
right.
Cup
It's
than
probably
Europa. You're right.
Europa as well. Yeah, but like they say, right? 3 points is better than the game in hand.
It is. It is, and that's why
It is better than the game in hand,
Arsenal
man.
dropping 2 points back to back is really annoying.
Especially when you were like, especially when you were up, right? It's one thing if the game was drawn from like the entire game, but the fact that you were up 2 goals and lost it,
I think Arsenal's problem is one, they're young. Three things. One, they're young. Two, Arteta is new, so he doesn't know how to his tactics. He doesn't know how to change things up in the game.
Yeah,
Um, and then the third thing is a lot of them are tired. Pass it. That's
yeah.
game. Look at Rodrigo. Look at Rodrigo trying to showboat. That's game, set, match, people. I'll drink to that.
Nicely done. Well, now Chelsea just needs to score 2 goals, and then that's my scoreline.
Honestly, I want Chelsea to score 2 goals because I don't want Real Madrid to get complacent. They're going up against City, Holland, Holland City.
No, but I think no, I think they know, man. They played City just last season. They know. I think
But
they're
that was a
we're
different City,
professionals enough,
man.
man.
That was a City with no striker. Jesus was their striker.
Yeah,
Look at that run. Oh, one thing I will say, the balls from our center backs have been phenomenal.
yeah. You guys have had some good. Well, that's what you guys have done, man. You've just hit them on the counter on the breaks. There you go. Yeah, I was actually saying this like at the beginning of the show. Honestly, I think this is part of why, and I think hopefully this is a lesson to other clubs. You need squad depth. You can't be doing this spending all summer trying to get one player,
Yeah,
right? And then the rest of it you're just loaning out average players. It's like you need to get squad depth. And I think this is like City hasn't been that great this season. Like if you look at City in the past how many seasons, this is probably their worst performance in terms of as a team.
yeah,
But when you have the squad depth, like all these teams are getting tired, right? Like you're playing with the same starting 11/13 week in, week out. I think all these players look at United too. We look burnt out. Everybody just looks burnt out, right? And City now looks rejuvenated, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, because you have Mahrez, Foden, all these guys on the bench, and it's like, like it's crazy. It's crazy to think that you can win and you still have Foden and Mahrez have not even kicked the ball yet, you know?
yeah.
So,
Definitely, depth is key, especially if you're going to try to win a treble or more than if you're going to win a if you're going to try to win a double or more. You need squad depth. I think City their form was based upon the fact that they were they were changing a system around Holland, and I think that moved out Foden because Foden was so used to the playing style. Oh, Ceballos, what are you doing? They were adapting to a system that
oh man.
was less about intricate plays all the way
Yeah.
down the wing to the baseline and then squaring the ball on the ground. They had to now become more like a typical Premier League team where you're putting the ball in the air, you're crossing it more, you're putting it to your center forward who is going to then hold the ball up and or is you know um, that's why they're currently in the situation where they've dropped so many points, but you know, Arsenal's just allowing them to stay in it. Um, and I hope that, and that's good because it's going to play in Pep's mind because Pep's like, do I play for the league? Do I play for Champions League? Do I play for both? He's always said that the league is his priority and that Champions League is Real Madrid's to lose. He always makes those comments. I think, let's see, but I think City coming into form now is the fact that they've all adapted and he's figured out the system where you don't play Foden, you don't play Mahrez because they don't cross the ball into the box as often as you would want them to with Holland
Mm,
there. They're playing with more midfield players to play behind and around Holland. Um, and that's when you're starting to see those goals come through. And Holland now
yeah.
assisting like he did last week for the Bayern game. You're starting to see that dynamism in the playing style, which is always there for a Pep Guardiola system. So I just think they just need time. I think next year they'll be even more deadly,
I think they said there
unless
will be, but even this season, I feel like they're still not quite there
unless they lose
yet.
Bernardo
They're
unless
just,
they
I
lose
feel like
Bernardo
they're still
Silva.
not quite there. kind of. Sorry.
I said unless they lose some players, I think
So
Bernardo
repeat that.
Silva might want to leave.
Man, Bernardo is actually like to me, he's City's most important player. This guy
I
is
think
just
so.
he's so annoying. He's so
I
annoying.
wanted him at Madrid
Like it's
when he
just
said he wanted to leave.
yeah, it's just the way he just I don't know, man. Like the ball, he's becoming like he's at that. You know how like they get to that level where a certain midfielder just becomes like so good, like that, like David Silva, like the Xavis. You know, like they've played so much football in a particular system
Oh
that
my
now it's
gosh, what
like
a ball!
I think Bernardo Silva is becoming that player now. He's like at the latter stage of his career where football has become just easy for him now. Like it's just the way he plays.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
you're right.
He's at that
I
point
can
where
see
the
that.
experience, like Modric, right? The experience is just oozing. He can
Yeah,
just,
Modric and
he
and, and,
doesn't
and De
need to
Bruyne.
even think. He just does. Like you know what I mean? So, um, yeah, I think that's where Bernardo Silva is in his career now. He's just everything is just like clockwork. Am I still good though? I feel like I'm freezing.
You're good right
I
now.
was freezing. I'm good now. Okay.
Okay, so that's City, and Arsenal. What are your thoughts then on this whole Chelsea situation? They have a lot to do in the summer.
Yeah. I think that's probably going to be the biggest conversation in the summer, right? Is Chelsea because Chelsea and Liverpool, I would say, because Liverpool
Well,
they're also in
Liverpool,
that.
I keep saying it. Liverpool, why you bring in Gakpo and Nunez? I don't. I think I said this last week. It makes no sense to me. I just don't understand. So what's the plan? How are you gonna keep Gakpo and Nunez both happy for the next 2 to 4 years? Right? Like you're not gonna play 4-4-2. Klopp doesn't play 4-4-2. So what's your
Yeah.
plan?
Well, Klopp came out and said that he's ready to adapt. He's
Oh,
ready
okay. Well, let's see
to.
what happens
That's
next
what he
season.
said at the presser the other day
Because he's finally
before he.
played Arnold in the. It looked like Arnold was playing in the midfield on the
Yeah,
weekend
against Leeds. Yeah.
against Leeds.
So hopefully he's starting to realize, and that was Leeds though. Leeds are that team that, yeah, they uh they invite everybody to the party, so it's a bit different. But it's
Ah,
like, yeah, it's going to be interesting that because but I think he might change things. I don't really see Gapo as like as an out and out striker, to be honest.
oh, what a ball! Finish it. Flag was up. So wait, you think same about Gakpo?
I don't think he's an out and out striker, right? I think Darwin Nunes is a real like is a number nine, right? The
So what do you think
problem is
Gakpo
how
is? You
can
think
you?
Gakpo is what do you think Gakpo is?
I don't know. He plays like that Jota slash Salah, like they're like wingers, but they're not quite. You know what I mean? Like second, they're like second strikers. I don't think Gapo is like a number nine that you put in the box.
You think he's a center forward?
Yeah, also like a center forward. Yeah,
But then
that
again,
can
like,
drop to the wings. He can drop to
but if
the.
you that just means you can't play him and Nunez together,
But Nunes
right? That's
is
my
like
point. My
a.
point is that they're both going to occupy the same spaces,
Mm,
right?
yeah, it's yeah.
And
That's a tough
Gakpo's not
one.
fast enough to play him on the wings. His footwork isn't good enough to play him on the wings. You lose out on his height if you don't put him in the box.
Yeah. Okay. So speak when Liverpool beat United, even though that was one of those games.
You mean 7-10 Hag?
Yeah, when that game happened, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because they played a front three of Salah, Nunes, and Gapo. That's what happened. Yeah, they played a front three of them. They made it work. So the problem, yeah, because I think Jota, like, because you can rotate Gapo and or Nunes and Jota, right? I think it's just a matter of figuring out how can Nunes play as your number nine with what's his name supporting, or he's got to figure out how to play the Firmino role.
Yeah.
That's the. Does he have the? the IQ to play the Firmino role? That's the real question.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. That's their problem. I just don't think that they. I just don't think that they're ready for. They're not. I don't think they're ready for next year's jelly.
But I think Liverpool, like I've always said, right? I've said it time and time again. The midfield is the midfield is everything for a team. Liverpool is going through what United has been going through for how many years now? They have no
Yeah.
midfield. So like we can keep talking about Gakpo, Darwin Nunes, Salah.
Well, that
Like
was the point I
Salah is
was
a whole
making was that they
different.
should have saved their money on Gakpo. They should have saved that and put it towards either a midfield player in the winter or waited till the summer because
But the problem
they're
is,
not going
but
to
the
get
problem, I
Champions
think they
League.
still need a Gakpo because who like apart from Salah and Nunes, who else was playing for Liverpool up front?
They still have
Jo-
Jota. They still
But
have
he gets injured half the season.
they still
He's
have the
injured
young
a
guy.
lot.
They have that other pacey guy that they brought in to cover for Mane.
What pacey guy? They brought someone.
The South American, Central American, short guy. So the
Oh,
D,
oh my goodness, he's been injured for a
he's been injured all
minute.
season. Yeah,
Totally forgot about him.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They didn't need Gakpo, or in fact, if they would have just waited, they could have figured it out in the summer. They didn't need. They needed the midfield in January to get into Champions League. They didn't need
Yeah.
Gakpo to get into Champions League. That's why I was like, I feel like they got Gakpo because they were scared that United was gonna get him, and that would complete
Mm,
United. Because if you guys got Gakpo, you guys would have
yeah,
actually
you're
been a
right. That was the
problem.
number nine we needed, not Veghurst. Even
Not
though
not
Veghurst is
Weghorst.
good, but like you know what I mean.
He's good
Like
enough. He's a stopgap.
yeah, but still though, we need to stop this stop gaps. You know what I mean? Like I think we've been doing stop gaps for a while now. So yeah, you're
What do you?
right. It's
Yeah, go ahead.
hmm. I totally forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot about Luis Diaz. I totally
Diaz.
forgot about him, man. Wow, yeah, what a player. That makes sense, man. Like, cause he could have been yeah, he could have been vital for them this season. He definitely would have been vital. Wow. Because he got injured in the World Cup, right? Was it in the World Cup he got injured?
Was it the? I don't remember. Maybe just before the World Cup. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been injured for a while. Yeah, because between him and Jota, right, they've been injured.
And every time
So
he tries to come back, he just says he goes back to the medical room. I don't know.
so maybe that's why Gapo came, right? It was more of like, okay, we
You
can
know,
get Gapo now. He
McAllister's
had a good
available.
World Cup as well,
McAllister's
too.
available in the but like, come on, you have Firmino on the bench, Salah, Jota, Nunez. That's all you needed. You would have figured it out.
But I don't understand. But it does the whole. I don't get this whole Firmino on the bench. You want him to stay,
I don't
but
understand
you're
that
not
either,
playing
man.
him. So what's the point? I'll even take Firmino, man. I'll take Firmino. Like that could be a stopgap for us, Firmino. I'll take him at United.
Yeah, I
That's the
mean
kind of stopgaps that I want.
he would be a
Not,
stopgap for Real Madrid as well. I'd take him
yeah,
for a
that's what I'm
stopgap.
saying. You guys can offload Hazard and then just bring in Firmino, man. You'll
Yo,
be
don't get me
good.
don't bring up Hazard ever again, man. I don't want to talk about him and his country. He's like, oh, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna see out my contract. You know the whole thing. I want to make
Well,
good.
yeah, at that point, it's like I would do the same thing too, though. Because where else am I going?
Well,
Where
it
else am
depends,
I
right?
really
Are
going?
you trying to end your footballing career, or are you trying to like look at Bill? He stayed because he knew his footballing career was done after this contract.
Yeah.
Are doing the same thing, or does Hazard want to keep playing? Looks like he's trying to retire as well. So, fine. If you're trying to retire after, then fine.
Speaking of Bale, looks like he's trying to become a professional golf player
Golfer,
now.
yeah, I saw that.
He's really like getting into it. Well, he's still young though, and he can like golf is one of those things you can do for till like
Yo,
you're
don't
70.
don't don't worry about Bill. Don't worry about Bill. Bill is
No, no,
Bill.
I like Bale, man. You know me, I've never had an issue with Bale. Well, he was never he never played for my team, right? So I just liked him as a player and
I
what he
always had
did
a
for
problem with Bill.
Wales.
You know that. Not
Yeah.
always. I had a problem with Bill the moment he was trying to leave to China for that big money
Yeah.
move, and then Madrid blocked him, and then he got bitter. I was like, why would we let you go for peanuts? So
Mm.
you can go make 500 million a month. Are you crazy? Sorry, 500,000 a month. Why would we do that? Why would you do that? We'd rather you stay and make good on your
And help us.
$40,000 a
Yeah.
year. I mean, a month. Like this is the thing about Bale. That's when I lost. That's when Bale lost me. I was no longer a fan. I was just an appreciative Real Madrid fan. I was no longer a Bale fan because I said to myself, "There's no other right winger in the game that can compete with you on your day. Why don't you focus on getting fit and stop being a little punk and getting into spats with the legend Zidane? Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
That was for me. That was when I left Bale. I was like, "Okay, you can leave. You can leave, man. I don't care." So I started rooting against him on in every team that he was on after.
Well, it wasn't too hard to root against Tottenham. So
Oh well, the whole Wales, golf, Madrid in that order. That was the icing on the cake. I was like,
yeah.
you will never be you'll never be remembered as a Madrid legend. You'll only be
Oh, come
remembered.
on. You can't say that, Jeff. You can't say that. You can't say that. I think he's going down as a legend, man. He was the
No, he's going.
BBC,
He's going.
man. You can't have the BBC without the other B. Like he was part of it. Like even the
He,
last Champions League you won. Like come on.
he was again. Hold on. He was part of it.
Well, so not the last one, not the last one. The one that you guys beat.
Yeah, the one where he did the bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. It was after that he fell apart. It was after
Yeah.
that he did the
But even
Wales,
then, though, it
Madrid,
was
the
shaky
Mills,
waters at
Gulf,
that time,
Madrid.
right?
What'd you
It
say?
was all shaky waters at the time. Like in that finals, there was already like friction between him and
Well, that's because he
management.
kept on. It's because he kept on saying he kept on saying he was fit to play, and then he wasn't, and then he kept
Mm,
on getting re-injured, and then Zidane's like, "Well, what are you doing? Are you actually trying? Like, what's the plan?" Like, there's
yeah.
different. There's levels, right? He will never be a Real Madrid legend, but he'll always be remembered fondly because Real Madrid legends are able to come back to the club and work in any capacity. Bale
Well,
would
yeah, that's
never
what
be able
you're
to
saying.
come
Yeah.
back to the club and be be applauded and all that. Nah,
Nah. I
not
think
the
he'll
way he
probably
treated
end
the
up being
board.
more for Tottenham. Yeah, I think you end up being more of a legend in that sense for Tottenham than he would for
Oh
Madrid.
yeah, I mean,
Even though it's
Tottenham.
weird though, because he didn't really win anything at Tottenham, but
Tottenham's a never club. Tottenham's a never club, so they'll always
yeah.
welcome back. They'll always welcome back people who won titles at other places.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard this. It was so savage, man. So what he tweeted, I don't know if it was like a meme or whatever. It was so savage. And they were like, it's crazy how Ericsson came back from the dead and won a trophy before Tottenham. He
Oof,
left, came back.
oof,
I'm like,
oof.
y'all are savage, man. Y'all are savage.
But
Y'all
but
are
there's
savage.
but there's truth in the savagery.
Yep, there is a lot of truth. There's a lot of truth to it, man. That's so funny. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think this summer is gonna be exciting to see the transfer that happened. But yeah, is in Chelsea needs help. So does Liverpool. United, I'm kind of looking forward to see what we do this summer too. But we need to
What
step
are you
up our
banking
game,
on
man.
this
We
summer?
can't keep doing these stop gaps. Sorry?
What are you banking on this summer for for United?
I actually don't know, man. I actually don't really know because I don't think there's no midfielder that really excites me out there right now.
Well,
And
that's
Ten Hag has
available.
a totally different kind of midfielder that he likes, right? So, um, yeah, it's a tough one. I have to really look at the list of midfielders that are available and then figure out, then pinpoint which one I would like to see. I know there's links with McAllister coming to us, but I don't know. Is he coming in as a first team or is he coming as part of the
Don't fall
mix?
into that Argentina. Don't fall into that Argentina trap, man. Don't
That's what
fall
I'm
into that.
saying. Yeah, that's what
Look
I'm
at
saying. That
Enzo.
like, yeah, he could be a
You
good
know what?
addition, but I don't want all of a sudden we're getting a lot of additions, but we're not getting the main cast, right? A lot of
You know who you
extras from
need.
the main
You
cast.
know who's available and would be a good one. Kefren Turam. He's
Kefren,
like Kamavinga. Kefren Turam. Turam's other son.
oh, Thuram's son. I was like, oh, I didn't even know his first name. Yeah. Oh yeah, Thuram
Yeah.
would be good too. Yeah, but isn't he a winger though?
No.
He's
You
like
do.
a
That's the
center
other son.
forward, isn't he?
No, there's two of them.
Oh, that's the other son. Okay.
That's the other son, the older one, the one that's on the got called up for the World Cup. Not him.
That's what
Not
you're
him.
talking
I'm
about,
talking.
right?
No, I'm talking about the midfielder. He has another son who's a midfielder.
I haven't heard of him. No, I have to watch
Yeah,
him.
he
Man. I got to.
plays
Okay. Who does he
for.
play for?
He plays in France. I can't remember if he plays for. I think he plays for the same team that Kamavinga came from. Rennes.
Lens. Yeah.
Let me see.
Hmm.
Kefren Turam plays for Nice.
Okay, plays for Nice. Yeah,
He's 22 years old.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how that happens. Where like your father plays and everybody in the family
But it's
plays.
rare. But it's rare, right? It's rare for you to end up being like someone of quality. But like, he's looking good. Um, Marcus
Especially
Thuram,
for a midfielder too. I could see like a
excellent midfielder.
center back stuff like that.
Like
But
all of Beckham's kids are. They're like, nah, I don't care about soccer.
yeah,
Even Zidane's kids. He only has the goalkeeper and then the other guy who is midfielder but not really good.
oh yeah, true. Yeah, Enzo, like Enzo Zidane. Was
What's that?
Enzo? He was a goalkeeper, right? Enzo Zidane. Is Enzo?
Oh, what's
Wasn't
wrong with
he a
my audio? I
goalkeeper?
can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
My speak
You still
again.
can't hear me?
There you go. I can
Oh,
hear you
okay.
now. So I say that again. What were
No,
you
I was
saying?
just wondering, was Enzo Zidane, was he a goalkeeper or was
Enzo
that the
Zidane is
Beckham
the
son?
goalkeeper.
He
Yeah.
was a goalkeeper. Yeah, he's a goalkeeper. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, I was just saying there was what do you think about this? So there's rumors that Mason Greenwood might be going to AC Milan. Rumors. Massive rumors.
Yo, let him go then, man.
That would be a good team. I think that would be a good that would be a good look. Because they're trying to replace Giroud and Abramovich, right? They have a young team, but it all depends on if they can keep
Is
their
Greenwood a striker? Isn't he a
yeah.
winger?
There's a striker that just played winger for us. He's a striker. We just played him as
Oh,
a
that's
winger
right. He is a striker.
just because he wasn't ready at the time to take the number 9 spot, right? And then we
Well,
kept
good for
bringing
him.
in. Sorry,
I said, well, good for him.
yeah, I think that could be a good
I
move
thought
because
I
I
thought his
think they're
career was
saying that he
over.
doesn't. Sorry.
I thought his career was over. Good for him.
Oh no, I didn't think it was over, man.
Really,
I
with those
never thought.
charges?
No, like I think it would have been one thing if he was found guilty and went to jail, but the fact that yeah, I don't know, I just felt like there would be something because I think people are forgetting that she never pressed charges. It was leaked. Her phone got leaked, right? So that's already
No, she
one.
never pressed charges. It was the people who were going to press charges. It
What
was it
people?
was the police department. They call the people, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So to me, if the victim never presses charges, that's already
Un-
half the case out the window,
Unless
right?
the prosecution
Yeah.
finds grounds to charge you over and above the assault
The
on the
victim.
person, right? If you committed a crime against that violated a const, I'm not a
The
lawyer, but
human rights constitution.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. So I think the moment she dropped the charges and they found that whatever, good for him.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is, and also too,
Obviously,
like I'm not condoning anything, right? Like I've always said too, it's I guess when you get back, I'm not sure. Are you listening? Can you hear me? Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. So I wasn't
sorry,
sure if you
man. I
could
had
hear me.
I had, I had to
No
get,
worries.
get something.
Yeah, no worries. You could. Okay, another thing people are forgetting, right? And I think, like in a regular society, like this was a 19, 20-year-old kid we're talking about. We're not talking about a 30, 31-year-old kid, right? So I think people were like, what happened was crazy, but it's like this kid is 19. Like you got to think about that for a second, right? Not saying that it's condonable, but I think the way people are reacting, like this guy, it's like, oh, he's 19, he should know better. It's like, guys, like relax. Like there's lots like like think about like he just came out of high school. You know what I mean? I think that's why I believe in the whole rehabilitation program. I think over Manchester United, I was talking about family club, and I said in one of the podcasts, I said if United is a true family club, they will find a way to rehabilitate this guy, create a program, and he could become if he's truly sorry or remorseful, he could become the ambassador for change, right? For young kids for who are going through stuff like that. If he was in his mid 20s, late 20s, 30s, that's a whole different story, right? At that point, your mistakes are your mistakes, right? But I think when we're talking about a 19-year-old kid, I think sometimes, especially with that money, fame, clout, all that stuff, the guilty part is one thing, but it's like, okay, how do we rehabilitate? Because if we're just throwing everybody that's 18, 19 out of the window, he didn't kill anybody. But if we're throwing people out the window like that, then how do we ever get change in this world? You know what I'm saying? I
But
get
he's an
it.
adult, man. He's an adult.
Sorry?
He's old enough to be. He was an adult. He was old enough to be able to make smart decisions. And
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, I agree with you in rehabilitation programs for anybody, regardless of your age. I don't believe. I don't believe in cancel culture. I believe people have the ability to change, to adapt, to um, be rehabilitated, to evolve, if you
Mm.
were. But I, I think he's lucky the girl didn't drop charges.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
and hopefully, I wish him all the best. If he needs to go, he needs to leave England. He needs to reset, focus on football, put his head down, and become the talent we expect him to be. So yeah, I wish him all the best in Milan if that's what's happening. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good look for Milan. They do need a striker. This Giroud Ibrahimovic, it's not gonna, it's not
The
gonna take
stop
you through
gaps,
another
man. The
season.
stop gaps are beginning to become
Two
gaps.
stop gaps. They put two stop gaps. It's crazy.
Yeah. I was actually question on the Greenwood thing. Do you think he'll ever play for England again? Like, do you think he'll ever play for England? Let's say, for example, he goes to
Yeah, I think it
Italy,
depends on the coach.
years
It
goes
depends on the
by, he
manager.
becomes a sensation. Do you think he'll ever play for England?
Yeah, it's only because they have Kane. They can't. Nobody can take Kane out of while he's in those boots. Moment Kane is retired by the next World Cup, it'll be his last. Greenwood will be what, mid 20s,
Yeah.
um, for sure.
Rashford will be like late 20s. Rashford
Yeah,
will be in
well,
his prime, like it will be literally like
yeah.
as prime as it gets, right? It will be late
Yeah.
20s.
Honestly, it's like the Benzema situation. It's only because Deschamps. If it was any other coach, I'm pretty sure Benzema would have still continued to play for France.
Yeah.
Um, I think the Greenwood situation is one, Southgate doesn't have a backbone, so whatever the English press say, he will take because he's always afraid of his job. I think once you have somebody with more backbone who sees quality for what it is and starts bringing in these old heads that bow to him and everything he says, and he keeps bringing in Maguire, even though Maguire should probably not even be on a Sunday league team.
Yeah.
That's the situation. He'll definitely be able to make it back.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, we're just kind of curious. And obviously, and I think sometimes people get the whole, some people think I didn't take it seriously. And it's like, I took it seriously. It's just, but like with everything, you got to take a step back and reevaluate situations, right? And come up with solutions, right? Versus, like you said, just cancel culture where it's just done and dusted. Like I remember there was this one guy in a comment that was talking about during it was like another chat. He was like, I can't believe that, you guys can ever think that he'll play again. And I'm like, okay, now that's just your emotions talking, buddy. You know what I mean? Because it's like nobody's saying that nobody spoke about it until the results came out, right? That they've dropped charges. Okay, they've dropped the charges. So now what is the next? What's the solution? Rather than still saying, I can't believe that they dropped the charge. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, what is done is done. You can't change it. The victim's family seems like they're moving on. The victim herself is married and is about to have kids for the person. So it's like at the end of the day,
Is she?
adult. Yeah, she's pregnant
Oh,
for him. They're about to get engaged to get married. This is what I'm saying. So I'm like,
oh, she's
they get to
married.
the point.
Wait. She's engaged to Greenwood and they're about to have
Yeah,
a
she's
baby.
engaged to Greenwood, and she has his baby. Like she's
My
carrying
friend,
his
my
baby.
friend, my friend. Do you not see that as a little bit sketchy?
It is sketchy, but at the end of the day, that's not my boy. That's not my job to be policing people's personal lives, right?
No,
It
it's
is.
true. It's
People do
true.
people do crazy things in the name of love, money, whatever it might be. But what I'm trying to say is like, if quote and unquote the victim's family's moving on, the family's moving on, then there's no point me trying to be the judge. Me trying to police the adult decisions, right? It is what it is. It's what they've done, and I've just got to move on, right? And rather than trying to create some justice system that there isn't, right? Like at the end of the day, what happened happened. So
All right, man. Well,
I know
let's
it's
see. Let's see.
crazy. I know it's crazy,
What happened
right?
to Greenwood?
This whole thing is it's crazy, but I'm not the girl. I'm not her parents. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much I can advise, right? At the end of the day,
Hey, man. At the end of the day, we're just talking. We're here. We're here to talk about football. You know, people's personal decisions.
exactly.
It is what it is. I do find it interesting though. This whole Messi back to Barca. Um,
Mm,
I do find that very interesting because with Gavi's contract being null, um, and the likes of Chelsea and other clubs trying to grab him, they're gonna have to offer him a big number. And it's like, how are you gonna bring Messi back unless Messi's gonna take a significant pay cut? He says he was willing to do that last time, but I wonder, like, what happens to Rafinha, Dembele? Like, what
mm.
happens to all these people you just brought in? Fati, number 10. Like, Fati is gonna leave, right? Like,
No, Fati's more of like injuries though. Like I don't
no,
he
I know, I understand that, but like, he can't stay. I mean, one, he has the
yeah.
embarrassment of taking number 10 and not doing anything and giving it back to Messi, and then he's not gonna play even more so if Messi comes back. So they figure. So then you ask yourself, what's the plan then? Right? They do need him because ever since Messi left, Barcelona's scoring has been nil, even though they have the likes of
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski
Yeah.
and Dembele and Rafinha. Like they should be scoring. So it makes you. It shows you this whole Johan Cruyff style of football. Yeah, you can have the possession all you want, but if you're not doing anything, if you're not doing anything with it, it's completely useless. Like look at Liverpool, right? That whole, it's a different style, but it's the same total football approach. Um,
Spain was a perfect example in the at the World Cup.
Spain,
You know,
perfect
all the possession
example.
in the world, but
Yep.
they had no striker. So
And that's the reality. I mean, even when they went and won in South Africa, um,
oh
they're lucky
geez,
that they
yeah,
had
don't
David
remind me
Villa
about
and
that World Cup.
Torres.
That's another World Cup I need to forget, man. Not 2010.
Hey man, you need to forget. Don't forget Ghana, Uruguay, man. Don't I need to
Yeah.
forget.
Oh yeah,
I need
you
to
got a
forget.
lot to forget, man. You got a lot.
I've tried, man. I can't.
You've got a lot. It's the same thing
Tried,
with
man.
Nigeria and Argentina, man. Like I'm just so sick and tired of them being in the same group year after year. It's like just like this is getting rigged now. It's the same story. Messi, Messi ends up scoring a goal in the last minute, 1-0. Like go look at all the score lines Nigeria versus Argentina. It's always 1-0 Messi. 1-0 Messi. It's like, man, get out of here.
There's only so
But
much
I
you can
hear
do,
you.
right? I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be good for La Liga if he comes back. I'm not against it at all. I just find it very unusual that they would have the ability to do that. I think they'll be in the same shoes as Chelsea. They got to let some people go in order to be able to bring him back.
Mm. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I don't even know why he wants to go back to Barcelona. I guess he's not quite done
He's not
playing
quite ready to.
football.
He wants because he wants to play top level football until the next Copa,
Mm.
and then after that, if he still feels good, he'll probably want to make the next World Cup because it's in
And to
it's
be
in
fair though,
it's
like
in
Messi's
Canada,
what,
right? It's
35,
in North
36?
America. The next World Cup,
No, I mean like Messi right now. Is he 35, 36?
I think he's 33 or 34.
No,
Because
he
Ronaldo
can't
was
be 33
36,
though.
37. Ronaldo was 38.
No, no, I was like 38. Yeah, so I think it's a
Yeah, you're right.
4 year
He's probably
difference.
30. He's probably right. He's probably 34, 35.
Doesn't
I,
seem like
ty-
he's
I
so much older
I
than that.
typed in Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo comes up with, it says news about Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. Isn't that funny?
Yep, they're like yin and yang, right? Yeah, he's
He's
35.
35.
Okay. Turns 36 this year. So
So if
yeah,
you
so
think
he's
about
still
it,
got a good
he'll be
3 more
39.
years.
Be 39 next World Cup.
Well, if the likes of Abramovich, Modric, these
Oh, he
guys are
could do
still
it.
picking,
The way
then
the
he
way
can do
the
it.
sports medicine is gotten to a point where people don't retire before people retire around 40. And the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, the way they take care of themselves, like they can last until they're 40 for sure. I think Ronaldo's definitely going to make the next World Cup. That's his goal. He really wants to get a final push. The way
Oh
Portugal is a
man.
good team. Portugal should be able to make it. I
But the
just can't believe
problem
they
is,
brought in Roberto Martinez. That's just bad. Like, go get Jose Mourinho. Why? There's no better tournament. There's no better tournament coach than Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti. Why would
but
you
I
not
don't
get
think
Jose
Jose is
Mourinho?
ready.
He's also
Mourinho's not ready yet,
Portuguese,
though.
huh?
I don't think Mourinho is ready to coach international football, though. He's
Yo,
doing
you
well
just
at
need to give
Roma,
him.
so why would he
Just
leave?
need to give him a good deal. He's got a solid team. Just give him a good deal. He'll definitely take it. Roberto Martinez, you take the Belgium guy. Come on, man. I don't know. Whoever's making these decisions at the Portugal FC, man.
I think
It's
it's one
not.
of those moments where they needed a quick replacement,
Why
but
do
I
they need a
think
quick replacement? Look, Brazil
well
hasn't
because
even
most of
gotten a
that
quick
guy was done,
replacement.
right? So, and I think there was a lot of those there was some conflict too in the dressing room with the former coach.
Yeah, for
So
sure, because
I
of the
think they
way he
just
was
didn't like
treating
the way
Ronaldo.
his style of play anymore because he was still playing that very like because I think it's the same coach that won them the Euros, right? With that
Yeah,
defensive style of playing. But it's like,
yeah.
yeah, you can't keep being. You have good enough players that you shouldn't be. It shouldn't be pragmatic, right? You should be
Well, I
more.
mean, yeah, two of them who played with in City, right?
Yeah,
Bernardo Silva and Cancelo. So they're like, yo, we can play football, man.
yeah. I guess yeah, you have like you had also obviously you've got Bruno Fernandez. Like you have a lot of attacking players. So why are you not utilizing them? Diego Jota. So it's like why are you not utilizing them to their strengths? I think Ronaldo, the same thing issue that he had at Manchester United is can he accept his role? Right? This is the problem with Ronaldo is if you want to still play in the next World Cup, you can't think you're the main guy. Yes, if you're gonna support the team, come off the bench, play the easy games. That's cool. Be the motivator. Be like Ibrahimovic for AC Milan, where he's coming and giving pep talks. And not saying that he can't play, he can still play when. But this whole he has to be the center of the world. Yeah, Portugal. I think he needs to accept that. Look at Manchester United.
I
Like,
don't know, man. I think that's just the narrative the media is using to scapegoat him.
no, 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 I'm not saying that that's the
I don't
narrative.
believe
I'm just saying,
I don't
just
believe
know
he's that kind of
Ronaldo.
player.
Just saying Ronaldo, like Ronaldo, like, at least at United, he wanted to play every game. He wanted to play 90 minutes
Well,
every
yeah, if
game.
he's
But it's like
fit, why would he not play? You don't have to build the system around him, but if he's fit, why would you? That's so ridiculous. Why would no team in Europe would not play Ronaldo if he's fit? Your
no, but
system doesn't need to be on Ronaldo, but you should definitely play Ronaldo. I don't agree with that whole, why does Ronaldo have to play every game? I don't understand. Why does Bruno need to play every game?
oh yeah, that's a whole conversation
Why
for
does
yeah.
Saka need to play every game? You should be able to mix it up. You need to rest play. And Ronaldo's not trying to play every game because he's going to need to rest. He's older, but nobody takes care of their body like Ronaldo. Nobody. So like I
But
don't
to
know,
be
man.
fair, though, the whole Ronaldo thing, one thing I've also noticed about the United, I don't know if it's just fan bases in general, like sports in general, but the United fan base, they're very good at it's like they just need to find a scapegoat. It's like a thing. They just need to find somebody to blame. And especially when the system is going well. Let's say for example, the team is playing well and the one player is left out. the fan base is so good at just making, oh, it's because of that player. It's because of that player. That's why, the player out of the team is the reason why everybody's doing well. Oh, the dressing room is so happy. The dressing room is so, it's like, yes, the dressing room is always happy when you're getting results. The moment you stop getting results, I can guarantee you, even on the Ten Hag, the moment we start dropping points, and results are not going our way. This happy dressing room is not going to be so happy anymore. These are professionals, right? So I think United fan base, they're part of the problem. Like I've always said, the United fan base, they've always got to look for someone who they can scapegoat. And it's just like it's becoming, I don't know if it's just a Twitter thing, but it's just becoming like a pleasure, like a leisure thing to just think, okay, so who else can we put down this week? Right? So now Sancho is the new scapegoat. It was Pogba left, Martial. Now Ten Hag loves Martial. So they figured out, okay, we can't really get a Martial. It became a Ronaldo. Ronaldo's left. Now the next person is Sancho. Now Sancho is the new scapegoat. Sancho this, Sancho that, Sancho this. It's like, guys, like, come on. It's crazy.
When this is funny because this is the same fan base that was begging for Sancho, and when they didn't get him that one year, they were crying out for him, and now that he's here, they're just like, I mean, he's a shadow of himself. I don't know what's happened to him mentally, but even I'm surprised United didn't go get João Felix in for a loan instead of Chelsea in January.
Yeah, I heard there was rumors of that,
But
but there's still
I don't
talks
think
that
I don't think Ten Hag would have. I don't think Ten Hag would have liked him.
I don't know, man. He presses. He like I don't know. Like I think he would have been a good he would have been a good forward though. But I think the main thing was I think Ten Hag was really counting on Martial being fit. That's the
Yeah,
problems, and I think he didn't want a situation whereby Martial was fit, and then now there's that
that's
conflict
true.
of
Yeah,
João Felix
Weghorst would
versus
gladly sit on the bench.
exactly, and then Rashford is on form too, right? So
Yeah.
I think it was a combination of if I can't get the number nine
Isn't
that I
Rashford
truly
still
want,
injured?
sir.
Isn't Rashford still injured?
Yeah, he's still injured now. Yeah, but it just happened last week, right? So I think, like I think he just had, I think he because Martial got fit and then got injured again just before the World Cup, right?
Yep.
So I think it was just one of those things where it was a toss up of okay, I don't want Martial to be fit, and then now I'm having to choose between Martial and João Felix, and then Rashford is firing, so you can't bench Rashford. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then I think he was also trying to work on Sancho to get Sancho's form back because
that's
we
true.
spent 89 million on him, or however much we spent on him. We got to use him, right? So, and then we got Anthony. So I think the stopgap with Weghorst was the right decision, I would say, for the time being. But
Agreed.
now it's like yeah, we need to handle business in the market.
Well, let's see what you guys do. I think there's gonna be a lot of movements this summer.
Yeah,
It's gonna be very interesting to see. I want to see what Tuchel does at Bayern. I think PSG Gautier is gone. If Messi leaves, I can't see Mbappe staying there more than next year. I feel like he leaves next summer because if
yeah, like
Messi
this summer
leaves
coming or next one.
2024 summer, because if Messi leaves,
Oh, true.
right, then you have to bring somebody else in. And one, who would it be? Two, what happens to Neymar when he comes back from injury? What happens to him? Is it now
I
back to
think Neymar
Neymar?
is just going to stay at PSG till his contract runs out. To be honest,
Yeah,
because
for
no one
sure,
can afford. Like how I don't even know
for
how
sure.
much he's got left on his contract, but I don't
I
think
think he got
anyone
three more
can take
years.
that contract.
I think he got 3 more years. He just resigned last year or 2 years ago, 5 years.
Oh, geez. Okay, so yeah, why not? He would probably do the same thing and just stay till contract runs out, and
Right, but
then
then the question is, what happens to PSG? Because PSG's gonna have to make some big moves if they want to compete to keep your boy
to keep Mbappe.
Kylian. Yep.
No, but I think the Mbappe one, I think they already know that. Yeah, I don't think Mbappe is going to finish his current contract. So if they were smart, they would start looking at options for Mbappe. Like Neymar, as much
If
as
they
like
were
I think
smart.
Neymar is one of those like, yeah, he can be on your roster. Like I don't think he only adds to you; he doesn't subtract. Yeah, if he could stay fit, he can stay fit. But when Neymar is fit, he's one of the best players in the world, hands down.
Hands down.
Exactly. So I don't think people say, "Oh, Neymar is like, yeah, like the money is the money, man. Like if he's fit, he's fit. If he's not, but I think Mbappe, like you were saying, I think Mbappe will be the biggest loss. Messi going back to Barcelona, I don't think Messi really added much to PSG. If I was being honest, to me, he was just a name on a team sheet. I don't think he has done anything. I think PSG would have just been as successful with or without Messi on the team. So
Interesting.
yeah, like I don't see what Messi has
Yeah. I
really
mean,
done. I think Di
they were
Maria
more
would just
successful without him on the team, actually.
yeah, because Di Maria people underrate Di Maria.
Oh, that
Like
was
I
a
think Di Maria
big,
has done
big
a
move.
yeah,
They
I
should
think Di
not
Maria
have
has
gotten rid of
like
Di
you know what I
Maria.
mean. He did way
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
Messi has done.
Yeah.
Obviously, ages are different and whatnot, but yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
I
think
think
Messi was
I would
just
have
a
kept
better
Di
player.
Maria. I wouldn't have paid all that money.
Mm.
I think Messi was available, sell shirts, marketing. It was a good business deal, but footballing planning was not there. I would have picked Di Maria
Yeah,
for the balance of the team and then focused on getting a Pogba. There's a time they should have that money they threw at Messi, they should have thrown it at United and Pogba. And then
at
Pogba
that time, yeah.
would have left PSG that year earlier. And maybe he would not have these terrible injuries because he would have been in Farmers League and wouldn't have to be taking all these Premier League tackles. Who knows?
But the
Right?
problem with Pogba is like it was muscle. It is that was the scary part with Pogba is he's getting injured on his own. It's not even tackles. Like a lot of his injuries were not out of tackles,
Yeah, I feel like it was
which
just a
is worse, right?
strain.
Which is worse.
I feel like just it was a strain of being at United. There was
Yeah.
just too much strain on him, and mentally and physically it showed in sure in training, and he probably pushed himself too hard, and he started thinking of things because sometimes when you're like it's easier to get re-injured when you come back from injury because you're overthinking things,
Hmm.
rather than just playing smoothly as your body feels things out. um and now he's wearing that thing on his leg forever. We'll see what happens with him in Juventus. I think Italy is finally going through an evolution with Napoli and Milan,
Yeah.
the Milan teams. I think it's going to be a fun summer transfer window.
No,
It's
it
going to be
definitely
fun.
is. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think there's there's a lot of powerhouses, man, creeping up in Europe again. Like this season is a season of everybody feeling themselves out, and I think
Yeah.
this is why this season is City's best chance of winning Champions League because I think next year is going to be a different story. Like I think teams are just going to get stronger. Um, yeah, because like there's a lot of young talent now that are gaining that experience, and then next season I think these young talents are going to start stepping up to the plate. So
So last point. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions for tomorrow?
uh
Inter versus Benfica. I
oh,
think
Inter versus
Inter's up 1-0 or 2-0.
no, it's Inter is up 2-0.
Inter's up
So it
two
would
nil
be
in Milan.
yeah. So that one, I don't know. Is it hard? I think Benfica might score. I think it might just be a 0-0 draw. I think
Interesting. I say it
Benfica.
goes to extra time.
Oh, you think so?
I say
You
it
think
goes to extra
Milan would drop
time.
the ball that much?
I think Milan has never been in this position where they have the
Oh, it's in
opportunity to make
Milan
it to
though.
the
It's in
semi.
Milan.
It's in Milan, yeah. They've never been in this position where they can make it to the semifinal.
Oh yeah,
Um,
true. In a long time since Jose Mourinho.
right. Benfica has nothing to lose. Benfica has nothing to lose. They're doing well in Portugal. Um, they've Benfica's lost what, two key players in the since they started this Champions League run. One of them being Endo. I don't know, man. I for some reason I can see Benfica because Benfica they bad luck in the first leg. I can see them. I see this going extra time. I see this going extra time. It goes extra time. I think Milan loses. So I got to say 3-2 Benfica
Ooh,
in full
3-2,
time,
eh?
or else
I think yeah. Interesting. I think I'm keeping the scoreline at 2-0. I think it's going to be a draw in Milan.
Interesting.
I think it will be a
Um,
draw.
Bayern and City. I think
Well,
that's
that
the
could end
toughest
up
one to
being
call.
a
It's the toughest one
well.
and the easiest one to call, right?
Yeah, I want to say I think because of everything that's going on, I think Munich right now they're dealing with a lot of PR stuff, which could distract the players. They have a new
Yeah.
coach, but from what I'm hearing, they're saying that they really like to the players like Tuchel, they like his training sessions and stuff like that. From what they were saying on Sky Sports, so going to be interesting. But I think if they can bounce back, because Munich, like we had said last week, Munich did not lose that game because City was outstanding.
No.
Munich, you could tell Munich they had the mistakes, right? The defensive errors, Sane being so selfish, Tuchel not making the subs at the right time. So if they can correct those three things, they can give City, a run for their money. But this is also and also they're in Munich as well. They're at home, right? So it's gonna be a tough one, but it's kind of hard. Like City to lose 3 goals, that's a tough one. That's the only thing. If it was 1-0, they kept it tight, they kept it clean, then yeah, I think that would have been a huge game tomorrow. It's just unfortunate with Munich. I don't think they can come back. They don't have a striker. That's another thing too. So I don't
They
even know where
do.
their goals are
They
gonna
do.
come from.
They do have a striker.
What's his
Triple
name?
Moting.
But was he injured in the first leg?
No, he wasn't. Just Tuchel's an idiot. Tuchel's
Hmm.
an idiot. If he had Tuchel, they would have done so much better because Sane and Gnabry were just selfish. They thought everything was about them. And
Yeah,
then on top of it, he didn't play Mane. I say this is going to end up 4-2 for City because
yeah,
I don't see Tuchel being able to pull this out. His decisions the first leg just showed me he needs more time. He needs more time. He ended up second guessing himself.
yep,
Um, and the outcomes since he joined, since that Dortmund win, losing to Freiburg and all these things, it makes you realize that like he needs time. He's not ready for the pressures that come with this. I think at Chelsea it was different because Chelsea was in shambles after Frank Lampard. He could only do good things,
yeah,
whereas with Bayern, he was coming and taking over a guy who was on a run to a treble, and so it makes making do with not having a quote unquote all star striker. So he had to be careful. He didn't want to mix things up too much. He didn't want to rustle the feathers too much. He was probably looking at players in terms of their fitness, in terms of their form, and then he didn't want to play Trupo because that's just the same thing with Lukaku. It's like he wants these guys to play a certain type of way, and that's not you can't buy a Ferrari and expect it to drive like an Audi, right? Like
yeah.
that's exactly the problem. So I say 4-2 for City. What happened with you? What's your position? You didn't give a prediction. You just
Oh
said
yeah,
you just
like
said
in
your
terms of
thoughts.
score line, that's a
Yeah.
tough one, man. I'm thinking it's gonna be a 6-2 score line.
Oh,
Actually,
six
no, actually, no, sorry,
two.
no, no, not 6-2. I'll go with 5-2. I'll go with 5-2. I can still
5-2.
see it's
Okay.
going to at Munich.
I mean,
Like
oh,
they,
he's
I
gonna be
don't know.
scoring two. Okay.
Can because I'm just saying is everything that's happened this past week with Munich. Is there a lot of distractions? That's my thing. Is can they overcome the
Has there
distractions?
been a
They
lot of
have the
distractions?
professional. Sorry,
I don't think there's been a lot of distractions. I just see a one
the,
distraction that
the
got
distraction
overblown.
though, like the new coach replacement, the
Yeah, but
fight
that
with
was there before
Mane.
even the first leg, right?
Sorry,
That was there before the first leg. They've adapted to that.
I'm saying could the first leg have reignited that spark? But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking of it from more from a psychological standpoint, of like a mentality standpoint of do they have the mentality to dig deep, right? I think I would. You're right. I think they should start the striker. I think they should start Mane. I think Mueller, and people keep saying Mueller is old.
They should start Mueller.
He's just a mature player. He knows how to position himself. He knows when to attack. And I think if you give him the ball in the box, he's not going to be scuffing it like Gnabry was,
Or
right?
Sane.
Sorry, Osana. Yeah, he's not going to be taking shots ridiculously from outside the box,
I was
right?
very surprised that he decided to go with Coleman, Sane, and Gnabry and Musiala, and you completely drop Muller and Chupo and Mane.
Yeah.
I get it. Mane is coming back into form. Chupo was in form.
He's like he just went for
Muller,
all the German. I don't know what it is, man. He's like this is Germany. I'm going to pick all the German. I'm going
but
to pick the
Muller,
German national
nobody's
team.
more German, nobody's more Bayern than Muller.
But I'm just saying that. But I think he was just thinking more of age, right? Because of the whole pressing thing. So I think he was just thinking, okay, Mueller might not
Okay,
have the legs to do it. So he
but
thought,
you only
okay,
need
let
him
me
to do
just
it for
play the
60 minutes,
entire.
though. You only need
Sorry?
him to do it for 60. You only need him to do it for 60 minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can bring in those fresh legs. And maybe those fresh legs have made more of a difference, right? Because they're younger. But I
Hundred
think
percent.
Conan had a decent game. Conan had a decent game.
Who
I
did?
think
Oh, Coleman. Coleman had a decent game.
Coleman had a yeah. Sorry,
He had some bad
Coleman.
crosses,
Coleman.
though. He had some
Sorry,
bad crosses.
but the problem
He had
there was
some.
no target in the box, so it was kind of
That's
hard,
my
right?
point. The crosses were
Exactly.
bad.
That's the
The
thing.
crosses
Yeah.
were still bad. Even if Chopo was there, crosses were so bad. But I
Mm,
think if he's gonna play Coleman, he needs to play Chopo. If he doesn't
yeah.
want to play Coleman, then he doesn't need to play Chupo, but then he should play Mane as his. It was weird, right? I would have expected him to go into Etihad and play counterattacking with
Yeah, especially
Mane.
with what's his name, Alfonso Davis and Mane on
Yeah,
that one wing. That would be
yeah,
aggressive, man. Like
yeah.
KDB, like, and that was on the left, so KDB would have been nullified. Like, well,
Yeah,
he was nullified in the game,
he
but
was.
so I'm saying he would have been extra nullified, right? Like
Yeah,
that would have
I don't
just
know,
been
man.
that would have been beast mode, man. But I don't know.
Again, Pep knows Bayern. He knows Bayern. The team hasn't really changed. Goretzka was there when he was coaching. Kimmich was
Yeah.
there. Muller was there. He's
Oh
coached
yeah,
Sane.
Goretzka. Sorry, Goretzka was another useless. I don't know what Goretzka was doing there, man.
He
Like
had a
Goretzka,
bad game as
I
well,
was
but
actually really disappointed in him.
I was disappointed in him as well. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it's because Musiala kind of exposed him.
Mm.
Musiala's positioning was all over the place. It's almost
I
as
think he
if,
was trying to do too much,
well,
but
I
the
feel like
pressure
Tuchel
got
gave
to
him
him as
free roam,
well.
and he shouldn't have done that to a young guy, giving him free roam. Like he was trying to, he didn't know when to dribble past people and when to play the pass, when to do
Yeah,
1-2s, when to recycle the ball. He was in his own head too much. Anyways,
you're right,
I
and I
see
think
this. I
Joshua
agree with
Kimmich
you
as
on the
well.
5-2.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right because between Goretzka and Musiala, you could just see that Josh Kimmich was just trying to do everything in the midfield. He
Yeah.
was trying to protect both of them, right? And yeah, that was not. Yeah, we didn't see the best of Kimmich in that game. You know.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know. I don't know what the formation can come with. I don't think he's going to start Cancelo, but I still think he if I was him, I'd probably drop Upamecano and put Pavard in the center with Delict, and then
Yeah,
play Cancelo on the right, play Davies on the left.
yeah, I
That's what I
would.
would do.
Yeah,
But
McCann he needs a mental break. I think that
knowing
was
him, he's going to play Upamecano, Pavard, Dave. He's going to play the 3-5, 3-5, 3-5-3. Guarantee you.
yeah interesting. Yeah, because I can't settle. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't understand how like this guy was City's one of City's best players last season, and all of a sudden now he's relegated to the bench. Like, come on, man. And it's so crazy. Like with Tuchel, you just came from the Premier League. It's one thing if they had just grabbed you from PSG, and you know what I mean. You didn't really have an idea. Like you played in the Premier League with Chelsea. You've played against Mane. You know what Mane can do.
Yeah.
You've played against Cancelo. You know what he can do.
Yeah.
And then these two guys, and you're playing the Premier League champions, and then the two
Who
guys
both of
that
these
have
guys have
experience
played.
playing these guys week in, week out on the bench.
Cancelo playing, training with these guys week in and week out. He overthought it,
Yeah,
and
definitely
I
did.
feel like he's gonna, if he keeps it simple, I say Bayern win the game. I still don't think they make it through the tie. If he
Yeah,
overthinks it,
exactly.
this might just be a blowout, and Bayern might go through a massive restructuring on their team sheet in the summer.
Yep. There'll be a lot of suitors though.
Oh,
Yeah, because
100%.
they have a good team. They have a
They have
good
a good
team
team.
overall.
They have a
It's
good
just
team. They again, I can't believe they fired Nagelsmann, but that, as a Madrid fan, that might be our blessing because I wasn't fully sold on Tuchel coming to
yeah,
Madrid. I wasn't fully sold on him. I feel like he does too much. Need someone to keep it simple like Nagelsmann and Klopp. Not too
yeah,
simple like Klopp, but you know, let's see.
yep.
Let's see what they do. I think Ancelotti has one more season. If he wins Copa, he'll have one more season. If he loses both the Copa and the Champions League, he better go. He better go sign those Brazilian papers.
Well, they're already talking about Nangelsmann. That's what Sky Sports was saying.
If
That
if he
Nangelsmann is
leaves,
more likely. Well, if because I said if Ancelotti doesn't win the Champions League, then it might become dicey. And apparently, because of Cruz, apparently, Nangelsmann has been very close to Real Madrid's camp because of Cruz. Apparently,
hmm,
for a while. So
hmm.
it didn't just start today. It's been for
Oh no,
some
it didn't
time.
just start today. Even Perez has been a big fan of Nagelsmann for a while, and
Hmm.
I think again, like I said, if Ancelotti leaves or gets fired, Nagelsmann is coming in. I can't see. I think Raul will stay with Castilla because they're about to get promoted. If they get
Yeah,
promoted, he'll stay with Castilla and coach them again. And I think he needs more time. I don't think it's time to bring Zidane back. I think Zidane is still holding out
yeah, for the
for.
third time.
I think. I think. Yo, it'll be the third time as head coach, the fourth time as coach because he started out as assistant with Ancelotti,
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you're right.
right?
As a study, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
and then
Hmm.
I think outside of that, Klopp is not coming. He's gonna stay in Liverpool. Um, Tuchel's taken. I don't think anybody wants Conte. I don't think Conte would fit with what we're trying to do, anyways. It's really just Nagelsmann. It's either Ancelotti, Nagelsmann, or Pochettino. And I take Nagelsmann
Hmm.
over Pochettino, to be very honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I can see Pochettino going back
Spurs.
to
It's
Spurs.
looking like. Yeah, it's looking like.
But I'll say this: if if Ancelotti stays, I see Nagelsmann going to Chelsea.
If Ancelotti stays, not a Luis Enrique or what's his the guy's name? Because there's also talks of Mourinho coming back to Chelsea too.
Ah,
Well, it's not. You
you
can't put
can't
it
rule it
past
out. You're right, but
the American owner to do something like that, man. This guy is just
I
trying
can
to
see
get all
that.
his childhood heroes all in one.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
He's like this guy was such a fan that he's just trying to do everything. It's like he had
Yeah,
a like I only imagine what his
I can
FIFA
see
team
that.
looks like, man. If he plays FIFA,
Well, you know what? Like, I feel like Enrique will only go to Chelsea or he might go to Newcastle. No, I don't see Newcastle getting rid of Hal. Um,
Eddie Howe.
yeah. I
Hmm.
only see Enrique going to Chelsea. I can see Nagelsmann doing Tottenham or Chelsea if he doesn't come to Madrid. But let's see.
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe he will get another season for sure, just to see
Definitely,
how
he
he does,
deserves it.
dude.
He
Because they'll give
deserves
him
it.
a few. Because I think what they're doing, which is smart, and I think that's what teams should do. That's what Chelsea should have done, but they chose to just splash cash. Is Newcastle? They have all this money, but they systematically, let's
Yeah,
play according
they sit
to
out.
feel it out. Yeah, and I think now they're just gonna keep testing Eddie Howard better players.
Yeah.
They'll give him a little bit more, see what he does. If he can
But the
handle
good thing
more,
is that they're
he
not
do.
giving him divas. They're just giving him better players.
Yeah, exactly. That he can coach. Like coachable. That's what I said at the beginning of the stream was coachable players
Yeah.
that are still young enough they can be coached and they're hungry, right? Which is what you need
Uh,
versus going out and splashing 200, breaking the transfer record, So
and not only
I think
that, the
Newcastle's
contract
doing a good
records.
job, man. Newcastle's doing a good job. Like sometimes I will forget Newcastle got bought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know the
You
way
kind
they're
of
doing
forget they
it.
got
I
bought just
forget.
because of how they're
Well,
doing business. They're
you're
still
right
doing
because
business
typically
like
when they get bought, they just splash. They splash like it's Marine Land.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if our audience would know that, but
I was
hey.
gonna say that's for the Canadian and American Northeast folks.
Oh my god, that was actually a good
Marineland,
one.
Niagara Falls, Ontario, y'all.
Oh wow. But yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely been a fun one though. Not sure
Yeah,
when our
yeah.
next one will be.
Probably
Um
the first leg of the semis.
yeah, first leg. Because there's no big games this weekend. I know weekends are a bit tough
Well, I know
to watch
Friday
around.
Arsenal. I think Chelsea has to play Liverpool, Arsenal, and City.
Hmm.
And normally I would say those are big games, but not with this Chelsea.
Let's see here. Well, those games are big now because Chelsea is the talk of town, right? So everybody wants to see Chelsea lose week
Everybody
in,
wants to
week
see
out.
Chelsea lose.
So it becomes a big game, right? Because everyone just wants to see Chelsea.
Oh well, United was supposed to
Oh,
play Chelsea, but that's got postponed.
oh, I just saw that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there really isn't. Yeah, there's no big games.
Oh, Brighton and Manchester City. That'll be a good. Oh, it's postponed as
No,
well.
that's postponed as well.
Oh, brutal.
Newcastle Tottenham will be a good game because they're
Newcastle
fighting for that
Tottenham
fourth
would be a
spot.
good game.
Yeah,
You're right.
because they're fighting for top four.
You're
Mm.
right.
That's on what? That's
Um,
on Sunday.
I guess the next one is April
Mm.
26th, Arsenal City. That's the next big one.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Tottenham, Manchester United. So next weekend, not this coming weekend, next weekend, those would be the big Saturday and Sunday big games.
Why did they put all these big games on the same weekend? I guess yeah. Yeah. Okay,
And
that'll
then
be a good
United,
one.
Aston
Yeah.
Villa the following weekend. Tottenham,
Mm.
Liverpool. Yeah, it gets pretty
It's
messy.
getting dicey.
It's pretty
Yeah.
messy after that.
That's why all these draws and losses are so painful right now for the big teams, right?
They
Because they
are.
need it, because they know the bigger teams are coming. It's like trying to make it.
Arsenal's lucky. We have Southampton on Friday, and then we only have to worry about City. That's why those games, man. Liverpool dropping 2 points against Liverpool, fine. You know what? It's Liverpool.
It's Liverpool. Yeah.
You should have beat this Liverpool, but it's Liverpool. West Ham, that might be the league. I still have faith, but I think it'll be hard to beat City. Um, but that City game will be before the semifinal first leg.
Yeah.
It's literally the Saturday before the semifinal first leg. So I can see Pep Guardiola overthinking one of those two games.
Trying to rest and yeah. You might be trying to rest some players for that
But
game.
City, those games that are City must be playing cup games then. United and City must be playing cup games next week then.
Yeah, it's FA Cup. Yeah.
This
'Cause-
weekend?
yeah, this weekend we play Brighton in the FA Cup. That's what we got
Oh.
canceled. Yeah, so we play at 11:30 on Sunday, and then
Oh,
City's playing.
right. And then
What else
City
City play there?
plays
Then City
City
plays on
plays
Saturday.
Sheffield on Saturday. Wow.
Yeah, obviously City got the easier fixture, but hey, it is
So
what it
May
is. Mhm.
9th. May 9th is the next one.
That
So what
Brighton game is
happens?
going to be tough. And we don't have our center backs,
Oh,
Martinez
you
and
don't have your
Varane.
center backs. Yeah, dude is out for the
Oh my
season.
goodness, man! I can already see Harry Maguire doing the twist. I can definitely see him doing the twist, man. Oh my god!
Yo, I think City plays Fulham before the first leg of the semis. So that's gonna be
Yeah, it depends on which Fulham
yeah.
shows up, though.
City this is City's year. This is City's year. If they make it past Real Madrid, this is City's year.
Yeah. Oh, for
And the
sure.
fact
Like
that
that's well, everybody knows whoever wins the side of the fixtures is definitely
is
the
the
winners.
favorites.
Not definitely, but is
It's the favorites,
huge
especially
favorites
especially
to
now that
win.
Napoli is out. Now that
Yeah.
Napoli's out, it's this side of the table. I mean, you face Milan or one of the Milan teams or Benfica. Like, come on,
Yeah, it's a joke.
yeah, it's a joke. And I don't know why they split the table up that way. I
They've
thought they
done
were
this
going
back to
to.
back. They've done
I
this.
thought they were going to do the draws continuously.
Yeah. But they
because
say they did the same thing last season as well. Because
they
remember,
did
Real
the same
Madrid
thing
had
last
to beat
season.
all the tough teams to get to the finals, right? Like
That's it. Real Madrid play all the top teams. I don't know why they do that.
it's
And
kind of.
then
I think
Liverpool
they're
faced
trying to give a
nobody.
fair chance, right, to the other teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
they're trying to
guess
make it. They're trying to do it like the FA Cup, right, where they try to put all the big teams against each other to make us to get that small team to the finals, kind of thing. So
I think that's still dumb.
yeah, I
Just
know.
roll the dice,
I
roll
don't
the
agree
dice,
with
and
it, but
let it lie.
yeah, exactly.
But I think
Mm.
if Alaba can't make it for May 9th, we're gonna be in trouble because Militao is out. It's gonna be Nacho and Rudiger against Holland. Oof.
I think Rudiger will stand his ground though.
Rudiger will be fine. It's Nacho. I can't see
Oh yeah,
Nacho being
true.
able to
Yeah.
cover in for him, man.
And also Nacho, yeah, because you got to deal with not just Haaland, Grealish as well. Can
You got to deal with
Carvajal deal with
Grealish and
that?
Carvajal can't handle. I don't think Carvajal will be able to handle Grealish. Grealish doesn't have pace, but he's tricky.
Yeah, it's the fouls, right? He's
It's the
very
fouls,
annoying. I
and
think the with
Carvajal.
Grealish is if he's the Grealish is one of those players that are very annoying when they're not on your team because
Yes,
he's just always drawing fouls. He's always
yes,
yeah, he's just very annoying to watch if he's not on
very.
your team. Yeah,
But you know what? You know one thing that benefits us though with playing City, how open they are.
yeah,
City's very open, and especially on counterattacks. Like Walker has been so inconsistently playing right now that I can see. I don't know anybody on that team that can handle Vinny. Diaz,
but yeah,
Stones, Ake, Akanji. I can't see them being able to handle Vinny or Benzema. It's gonna
yeah.
be a good game. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
good
Ake
tie.
he's been tidy, but to be fair,
He's
like
been
he's been
tidy, but like
tidy,
against Rodrigo and Fede,
but
against
the thing
Rodrigo
they've
and
been
Fede,
playing opponents that have made it easy for them too, right? Like
that's it.
Munich made it easy, like all those teams have made it easy
Yep.
for because by in the league you've seen like look at City, they almost uh like look how Leicester City was dominating in the last
Yeah.
20 minutes of that game, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Man,
just
took
this
off
is why
Holland
the
and
City team, I'm just like, guys, because that's the thing, City just like slapped Leicester City in the first like 5 minutes, like boom, 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 and then the
it was
rest
just
of
like
the
what Arsenal
game.
did, and then they take the foot off the gas, and then that's how you lose, right? Like, and the Real Madrid, you can't do that. You have to be on it for 95 minutes. You can't hold take off. Like,
Yeah,
look at Chelsea today. They look like they were going to score. They look like they were the better team, and then Madrid, one chance, it's over. And
yeah,
the other thing with City, they haven't been tested on the right side. There's no other team right now. Liverpool was the only team that would have tested them on the right side with Arnold and Salah. But with Arnold being off form with his defense, and Salah not having that other person on the right to on the left wing to
to
open it
counter,
up,
yeah,
I think Ake is gonna have his first biggest test against Rodrigo and Fede Valverde on that right side.
yeah,
Because Grealish is only gonna help him so much,
yep,
right? Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see because they haven't been tested. I mean, even Bayern, the right side was and Kimmich, and Coleman. And
yeah,
Coleman was trying to cross it to a center forward who wasn't there, right? But Coleman
mm,
gave Ake problems,
yep,
right? So, and I think our midfield can handle City's midfield. Honestly, the only thing I'm worried about when it comes to City, Bernardo Silva and Holland.
yeah,
KDB can be taken out of a game,
yeah. Like you always
but
like
now that
I've been saying that with KDB, but I think
but
he's
the
finally
problem
people are
is,
beginning to realize it now
yes,
with
and the
him.
problem is now that even though you take out KDB, if Bruno's on the field or Gundogan are on the field,
With Bruno,
they'll be able, huh?
Bruno.
So not Bruno, Bernardo.
Oh yeah, Bernardo was he's a threat,
Yeah.
man. He's the guy
Um,
that yeah.
Again, Ancelotti has to stop playing that three in the midfield. You need Chouameni against City, especially if you don't have Militao, you need somebody who can put in tackles because that's one thing Chouameni Militao does. He puts in the tackles.
Tackle,
You
yeah.
need Chouameni in there, and if you're gonna put Chouameni in there, who are you gonna sacrifice? Valverde or Rodrigo?
Yeah. Because yeah, you're right. Cruz can. Yeah, you're right. Because I think
Cruz
Camavinga
cannot
is
be
doing
in
well
the
on the left. He's
Cruz
doing well on the
cannot
left.
Cruz cannot do what he did today
Yeah,
because Holland is going to eat his food.
yeah. Or like Bernardo would just will run circles around. Because
Oh
you
yeah,
got a what's his name? Who's the defensive midfielder? What's his name for
Kamavinga.
City? Is it Diaz? No,
Oh,
not
for
Diaz.
City.
Yeah,
Oh, Rodri.
Rodri. Yeah, because you've got Rodri as well too, right?
I'm not worried
Yeah.
about Rodri. I'm telling you, man. When it comes to City's backline, Walker's the only person I'm worried about, and Walker is not match
But this
fit.
is another thing with these, like a lot of these fans, and this is like the whole Eve thing, and it's like, guys, you need to watch the game. Yeah, you need to stop like getting carried away with the media hype, and
No, they get
like
carried away
people are
with
talking
the
about
way
John
City
Stones.
scores.
Like John Stones is this like, I'm John Stones is average, man. John Stones is basically another Harry Maguire that is just playing for a better system.
Oh no! He can play with the ball at his feet though. John Stones, John, you know the thing with Stones is he get exposed because the way he drops into the midfield because he's good with his feet. Drops in midfield. The problem is if you drop into our midfield, you're not coming up against Goretzka and Musiala. You're coming up against Fede Valverde. You're coming up
Yeah,
against Modric. You're coming up against Cruz or Chouameni. You can't just drop into our midfield and think we're just going to let
but
you
this is
do
what I'm
anything.
saying, right? Because
And you have Benzema as a
the
striker up
city,
there.
but this is what I'm saying. The city system allows Stones to play with the ball through his feet or whatever. That's what I'm trying to say. Like if you just watch him for, I don't know. I'm not saying John Stones is not a good. He reminds me of
No,
a
it's just when you
PK.
compare it to Maguire, I had to stop you. I agree with you and
No,
John
no, I'm
Stones,
not saying
but
that. I'm saying
Maguire,
yeah,
John
he's a
Stones.
better version of Maguire, but they're not that far off. It's like the whole PK thing. It's like the whole PK thing. I was talk about PK for Barcelona. I'm like, come on, man. PK,
Oh
he's a
no,
good defender,
PK
but
is
it's not like when you're playing for certain teams, a lot of your frailties, they get overlooked,
they do
right? You have more
100%.
time on the ball. Like you're more comfortable. You have more time on the ball. There's space. There's stuff like that, but put that person in a system that where they're constantly being pressed, they're constantly being, like being wiggled and stuff. Come on, man. All of a sudden we'll be seeing a different John Stones. So this is my thing. It's not, I always look at the team that they're playing with, how the system works. Then I also isolate the player. What are you doing? That's how I look at it. I don't just look at a player and say, "Oh, the player is doing well for this team. It means he's fantastic." No, I isolate the player and I say, "Okay, what is your movements?"
Yeah.
Right because I don't just jump on the bandwagon and just say anybody's good. I have to look at the team and then
Yeah.
look at them as individuals.
Oh yeah, no.
Right?
Everybody looks at the way City scores goals, and then they're like, "Oh my god, these guys are." Oh, I'm like, yeah, but the problem is, no City has not been tested. There's no team who is offensively dominant,
Yeah,
who has an offensive juggernaut like Real Madrid. City hasn't come up against anybody like that.
yeah,
Bayern is not an offensive juggernaut. Bayern is a balanced juggernaut.
yeah,
They destabilized themselves with the Nagelsmann situation. I think they shot themselves in the foot. That was going to be City's first test, which is going to hopefully benefit us. Um, and I wonder. I think. I think the second leg is in the Bernabeu.
yeah. Because you want to play the second leg at home.
I
Like
think the second leg is in the
it
Bernabeu.
just
Hold
gives you a
on.
better chance.
Hold on.
There's
Hold on.
something
Hold on. Hold on.
about playing at home, the second leg, that just
Let's see. Let's see. Champions League. Second
it
leg.
should
First.
be though, because you guys are
No. Second
champions.
legs and second legs and Etihad.
Why though? You guys are champions. You guys should be getting the
I think it's. It is weird. I don't know how they've done it. It might be points. It might be points you got in the
in the group
uh,
stage.
in the group stage. Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
Bayern got I think the most points, and then City followed.
Yeah, but what was City's group though? You know, what I mean, they need to put these things
Ah,
into context as well. Like you can't be putting City against Israeli clubs, and all of a sudden Tel Aviv FC, and all of a sudden they have the most points. This is the first two Champions League that City has actually faced somebody decent. Remember, every time like Chelsea City was always in the easy route. It's like, come on,
oh,
man, like
very easy.
always. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Looks
We'll
like
see.
Real
Yeah.
Madrid AC Milan qualified.
First, they got to get through. They got to get it through Germany tomorrow. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to link up with my buddy. Is a lawyer that I use for real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a huge Munich fan because his family's German. So he was
Oh
so
yeah,
pissed. He was pissed about that Nagelsmann sacking.
yeah. That was
Yeah, he called it
nonsense.
BS right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Get his take.
But,
Get his take. Let's see.
yeah.
Maybe we'll run this back tomorrow.
Uh, oh, tomorrow I have something tomorrow because I was gonna
Okay.
actually see if I could watch the game, but no, I have a meeting.
Cool.
So
Cool. Well, we'll get it. We'll get it on one of these weekends coming up.
yeah, I'll figure out a way to create so that way you guys have access as well, and that way
Cool.
if I can't do it, then you and Eve can still do it or something.
Cool.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Eve, I gotta talk to him, man. Why he's been gone
MIA,
for a
man.
minute.
MIA, man. MIA, man.
Yeah.
He's, for him, the season was over the moment we knocked him out of Copa.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Right?
And we knocked him out of Europa too. So.
You guys knocked him out of Europa. We knocked him out of Copa, and then and right now he's dealing with Arsenal dropping the ball as well.
Yeah. Man, that's so funny. So 1 second. Think it started working yesterday. Felt cool air. Oh, sorry. I was just responding to something. Yeah.
All good, man.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, we had some good like before you came. Like Alfie was back from last week, so that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were having good views. So it's just consistency, right? Like we've said,
Yeah.
and because once you start seeing repeat names, that's when
Yeah.
things start to, so that's when things it means that people are actually, coming back for more. So
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Tottenham fan. Maybe we got the next North London derby. We gotta link that
we
up.
got to figure out how to do that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I think the Madrid games are definitely ones we should set up. I think those are good ones. And then, don't forget to save this one so you can chop it up.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I'll just take the last. What's it called?
Last like 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I was able to delete the some old recordings. So once we get off, just stay on. Actually, once I end the broadcast, stay on for a few seconds because it has to
That's a save.
Yeah, it has to save individually. So okay.
Cool. All right, sports fans. It's been a ball. Hala Madrid. We'll see you on May 9th.
Sounds good.